Boy.
A while.
Well. Well.
Ah.
Oh.
Oh. Well, whatever.
Well,
I should change the category because I'm still on Trails in the Sky.
Trails in the Scales.
The
Sorry, I was just reminded because I had the audio on the stream, so I heard my own voice, and I was just like, "Oh, I don't like that."
what do we have to do to make Harriet comfortable with voices?
Ugh.
Uh,
Well, I mean, I'm trying to. I say that I'm trying to scale it down. In
scale it down. That sounds uncharacteristic for you.
what if? Look,
I'm making a joke about big things.
I'm tr no, I'm trying not to sound so much like I don't know, like an imp. I don't know.
What? But imps are fun.
Well, look,
Uh,
I know that I self-identify as a sex gremlin, but like
No, that doesn't work.
no.
Here's of the devil.
We're back.
There we go. We're back. Normally there's a title screen that's different for each episode, and this is the episode 0 title screen. And I forget what exactly causes the title screen to change. I thought it was starting an episode, but that's apparently not it. It might be saving into an episode, maybe? I don't know. There's something that causes it to change. What if I... Oh, Onion, I need you to not be on the desk.
That's his spot.
If I do this, and then let's just save again. That's no. Yes. Okay, there we go. And then I go back to title. Does that do it? No, that's still an episode 0 title screen. Well, whatever. Who cares? It's fine. I'm sure it'll show up eventually. It's just a different picture of Morgan smoking in her apartment instead of on the street. I don't suppose I can... No, I have to be in the game to open the phone. Onion, you're touching the mouse and it's making stuff happen. Onion! Onion, please. Onion, you're on the desk and I can't deal with that. I need you to not be on the desk.
Pauline cannot deal.
I can't deal. No, I'm not a poker player. A poker dealer. Which is unfortunate because we're about to... Well, I could probably play a little bit of poker. I've never actually tried playing poker. I don't know if I have a poker face or not.
The key to having a good poker face is to honestly not give a shit about what you're doing in the game.
Well, I mean, it's, you know, being able to control what your facial expressions say.
Well, yeah, that's the best way to do it. Is to not have anything to control.
There's a lot of things should we move on to the game?
No.
Why not? That's whoosh. There we go. Okay. We took a break for reasons, don't worry about it. But we ended up stopping in the middle of a scene, like just complete middle of a scene.
Yeah.
So I've taken the liberty. I had to replay from the start of the episode because high roller mode, or well, actually, this game doesn't have like a rewind feature, which is fine. So I did that. We're at the beginning of that scene, but we're gonna take a little bit to just remember what we were doing. Because it's been a little while. I mean, I've played this like 5 times already because I love this game. But okay. We're gonna take a sec. The scene hasn't started yet, and we can look at our phone.
Also, look at this. Look at this funny little guy.
Oh yeah, actually, there was an update recently, and it was mostly bug fixes. But one thing they did is they made the phone charm interactive with the mouse. Now the mouse can bump it around.
Oh
It was an extremely important feature.
shit! That's critical. That actually,
I like.
that
look
makes
at
me
this.
worried now. That seems
Look-
like a serious oversight in their original design. I'm glad that they picked up on it.
Look
This
at
is
this.
clearly critical to the game.
It's wedged between the frame of the phone and the UI. And it's not responding to the mouse. I think it might be stuck.
Ugh.
That's okay. Yeah, I can't. I think it's stuck. Oh no. Okay, hold up.
Oh no.
What? No. What? What? Yeah. Anyway, should we? I guess we could change phone charm since we had that one last time.
I don't remember what phone charm we had. Might have been Fran. I
We
don't
started with
remember.
that one, then we put on Fran at the start of episode 1, and then I decided to put on Sarah because we had just met her. And now we could move on to Sato, the morgue doctor person. I forget the word now.
Mortician.
Mortician.
Yeah, you gotta you gotta think like Morticia.
Also, I forgot to finish my sandwich. That's a problem because I can't speak and eat sandwiches at the same time.
They call it intelligent design. I don't know what creator in their good mind would make the talk hole the same as the eat hole.
I think the idea is to have, like, to reduce the number of holes, because the more holes you have, the more avenues for disease to enter your body.
In theory, but there are like creatures that don't breathe through their mouths.
Yeah, and
They don't, like, their digestive tract and their respiratory tract don't intersect, and that's actually a huge problem with humans. We keep choking to death because the eat hole is the same as the breathe hole.
Well, give it like a few million years of evolution, we might fix that.
I don't know how. We would have to open up a new hole.
I mean, evolution in millions of years does crazy things. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you there.
Tell me, the color of my hair.
What, purple? Or brown? I don't know.
It's purple is correct, but also legally it's blonde.
Okay.
Like the
Legally,
Okay,
I like
I'm not
the
gonna-
idea
I'm not
that legally you're blonde, as in like the government has determined it's on your ID or whatever.
it is.
Why?
What do you mean why? Because they keep track of like your innate physical characteristics.
That
They
seems
can
like the
confirm
easiest
who
one
you
to
are.
change. Why would you care?
Like they
it's not
put
like
they put your
eyes.
height, your hair color, and your eye color.
Eye color, I know, but like, does mine have hair color? have to check now. I'm curious. I'm just gonna delay this as much as possible. I don't know why, because I love this game and I want to play it. But
Well,
apparently I'm just in a
Pauline,
dumb...
we're getting back on track, which is to say, we're starting our tangents. It's
Sure, I
very
guess.
important.
Tangents are important, especially in story games where we should be reading the fucking story. Let me see. Government of Canada. This has the color of my eyes, my height, and that's it. It does not have the color of my hair because it's on the fucking picture. What else do you
Yes,
want?
but oh yes, sharing the stream
Uh,
on places other than B-Sky.
Biscuit. Biscuit. Mosquito. Mm,
No mosquito.
okay. I'm gonna take another bite of my sandwich and get going.
I have leftover spaghetti. I love how, we're doing a story intensive game that has no voice acting, so like and lots of reading too. So in order for the stream to actually like keep up with what's going on, like we have to read out the narration. Um and we're just fucking eating.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I'm gonna be real. I should have prepared a little bit more. But instead, until like 10 minutes before I started, I was doing this dumb, stupid fucking challenge I imposed on myself in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, where I'm trying to do Rulers of the Outer World as Aerith solo, because I haven't done that one yet. It's fucking hard, and Phoenix keeps pushing me out of my wards, and
Phoenix has a real habit of doing that.
it's
Just sliding all around and pushing
oh yeah,
pushing characters.
that's like the biggest, that's honestly the biggest thing that is causing me issues with this fight, is just Phoenix pushing me or pushing Kujata around, and it's so annoying. You're setting up to quick kill Kujata with your arcane ward for like a double spell cast, and Phoenix will just push you around while you're casting the first one, and you just don't cast the second one because you're not in the ward anymore. And it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? I can't.
Well,
There's
Phoenix
no.
is pushing you around because he's jealous because you're no longer looking to him for your legal drama fix.
Well,
You're moving on to a new lover.
well, I never pictured Phoenix as the jealous type. You already have a boyfriend. You don't need me. I'm gonna take another bite of my sandwich.
Yeah, let me dual wielding uh eating streamers. I'm just gonna have some spaghetti real quick. It's good. It's good when you're self-conscious about your voice and you're gonna try to do some amateur voice acting to get your throat all gunked up.
I'm not doing voice acting. I'm just reading. Wake up, controller. I know I haven't touched you, but anyway, this guy died. David Asher,
Yeah.
lead programmer at Noble Electronics, who makes androids and stuff. They call them
Yeah,
ads.
and for some reason he made a very powerful adorable little guy
Who is called Sarah. That's her. There she is.
Yes,
She weighs 200 kilograms.
I love her.
I like that a lot of these, I don't think all of these, because in episode 2 there are some that wouldn't make sense for her to write these, but most of these I feel like these profiles are written, are implied to be written by her.
Hmm.
Because I guess we haven't, has she said that she was going to interview people yet, or I don't remember, but she says that at some point. But yeah, so and here's Morgan, criminal, comma, defense attorney. She is a murderer. David Asher,
Wait, actually,
Asher.
if these are written by Sarah, that would imply that Sarah knows that Morgan's a murderer.
Actually, that's a good point. That's probably not really. Some of these. No, I didn't say all. I said not all of these. I don't know. It's just the fact that Sarah is the one doing the bonus interviews. So it feels like that's the result of that.
Her profile also says, "I'm good at a lot of things."
Yeah.
Like it's in first person.
Yeah. And the others don't. So David Asher died. The police thinks it's a suicide. We think it's not because Sarah insists that he would never do that. We found her in his apartment. He was gonna hand her over to Morgan. Not sure why. That's what we're investigating. This is Jessica Starling, who was his assistant and who helped us find the green bean. That's the. I'm just checking off the ones that say they haven't read. That's Victoria Masters. I think she's our aunt.
Yeah,
Morgan's
she's our aunt. Morgan's aunt.
I'm not.
No,
Morgan.
she's your aunt and mine also.
God damn, no. Look, I have enough aunts as it is. I don't need more. That's one of the employees at Noble that we have interrogated. I think that was the scene right before the one we're about to do, where we brought Sarah to him so that she could be registered, because she wasn't, and that's mandatory legally for all androids to be registered somewhere. And we also asked him, can you figure out what she is? And the best that we could probably figure out is that she is a pincushion, which is a term for a project where you throw every idea at the wall, even if it doesn't fit together. That's what Morgan thinks Sarah is a pincushion, David's pincushion, for ideas of products to do for androids for the company later. Who knows if that's the truth. I'm going to look at the evidence a little bit because some of it is important. It's going to be important to remember. So David autopsy. He died of respiratory failure. There was an unknown substance detected in his bloodstream. What the hell is tox screen? Yeah, so the tox screen didn't detect that. It just saw the alcohol because he was drinking whiskey with someone. And so she discovered the Sato discovered the substance by looking really hard at it.
Oh wait, she sorry, I think I remember what conversation we were in. We were talking to some other lady.
Yeah. We're about to redo that conversation.
She was the one who was there. Who?
Yeah, I guess she must have said it in that scene. We're about to see that again. There was some whiskey. Witness testimony. Who is this? Singular witness. Right. This is the witness testimony, but the witness that we're about to meet. But before the scene, we wouldn't know that. Witness arrived at 7:30 p.m. Spoke with David in the parlor. He went to grab the whiskey, returned, they drank a bunch, and then David felt lethargic, lost consciousness. They called the the emergency services from the console in the kitchen, and
Yeah, the arch.
huh?
Yeah, the arch.
The art. Okay, what?
Yeah, you're solving a Sherlock Holmes mystery and you say arch and the arch appears so that
Oh,
you can change the game.
I have been showing Harriet Star Trek, and now those things are gonna pop up in conversation, I guess. We're not, there's no holodeck in this world as far as I can tell. I mean, maybe it exists and it just hasn't been shown yet.
I'm pretty sure that they're not going to run on like churning energy into matter or however they decide the holodeck works.
There was a glass of water in the sink that wasn't used to drink the whiskey because the whiskey was drank out of plastic cups for some reason.
Yeah, out of those red plastic party cups.
Yeah.
Which he used to play beer pong with. For some reason, they were drinking whiskey out of them.
Yeah. And at some point, Morgan just sort of knocked over a salt shaker, and Sarah complained that it was bad luck.
It is bad luck.
It's Morgan's like, why this is superstition. Why would an android care about that?
Bad luck.
There's David's cup. The talk screen says that there's alcohol in it, in his blood. Sarah is very expensive. That's right. When she had Sarah registered, she also asked the employee, "Can you like have a evaluation of how much she is valued?" And like, it's an algorithm that's supposed to lowball you for insurance purposes. So she's probably more valuable than this says, and it has a lot of zeros in it.
What's the monetary unit in this world?
I don't actually remember if they ever say. Now that I think about it, I don't know if I've ever seen them like say the word dollar.
You see if the go-to for like cyberpunk dystopia is just to say credits. But in the absence of a given name to our knowledge, we're just gonna have to go with Cromer.
What? Okay, we're Undertale now.
Though Cromer is Deltarune. Come on. You're the one who played the game.
Same thing. It's the same game.
It is. You would hear Deltarune.
It has the same letters in the title. Hold up. I clicked on a thing and then forgot to really look at it. Well, now it's gone.
Was it ever really
Poison.
there?
Poison. That's what I clicked. So Sato found an unidentified substance, which we assume is the poison because nothing else in his body was like out of place. But it shares the similarities to a depressant drug, which is a weird drug to find in his body. Not what you would expect.
It's a weird designer drug, is what they said.
That is the theory, but they're not sure about that. He had a manufacturer, which is a machine that can just make inorganic components. Just in his Morgan noticed a chromofuge in the factory and put it in evidence, I guess. This thing just removes.
It's where they make the Cromer.
No. No. This removes pigments from liquids. It changes the android blood from red to pink.
Wait, it
That's
changes it from red to pink. Why was it red in the first place?
eh,
Because the reason why blood is red is because of the red blood cells, which have don't they have iron content in them?
probably. They probably explained it, and I don't remember. That's the emergency console on his fridge. He has an insurance policy that's called Executive 4 Plan. These are all the things. Is there any article? Some of these articles are not going to be, pardon me, super relevant. I think the one that's the most relevant to the story is the one about Android Blood saving a soldier. We're not gonna read it, but basically there was an accident and the soldier was injured, and they did a blood transfusion from an android to the soldier to save him, and it made the news because it's like, can androids save the military? Can the
It was
government?
a very corporate-friendly news story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was a corporate-friendly, heartwarming news story
Yeah.
where it's just like, oh, look at this, like the it's a ray of light in the horrible world that we, the corporations, created. Also, buy our shit.
Yeah. I'm just gonna set all of these to red. None of these are particularly important to review again. David Asher is right, because this is like the free encyclopedia that Morgan uses, and it has signs of being edited when he died. Cœur. Did you mean cœur? Bio.
Not to be confused with core.
Cora.
No, C-O-R. Actually, is there a second R? No, I don't think there is. Core as in core blimey. It's just an exclamation of like amazement.
Okay, guys, let's move on with the story. We're at Noble Electronics. We're gonna talk to a lady who is the boss.
And maybe a murderer.
What? Why would you? Now you're jumping to conclusion, I feel like. Right. Speaking first is a sign of weakness, is it?
Oh, right, the fucking...
Hmm?
I forgot about this fucking interaction.
Let the hearse do. Silence is only awkward if you care. I can ignore social cues all day long. Hey, you wanted to voice more character. You want to take that one?
I was thinking that it might make more sense if I voiced characters other than Morgan, so there's some back and forth. But
also,
then
it would give me
I
an
also
opportunity
realized,
to...
like, that's everyone, though.
It would give me an opportunity to eat my sandwich.
Well, I always like this time of day.
Not too muggy for you. Sorry, I'm eating a sandwich.
Why are you eating a sandwich in my fucking office?
Because I'm hungry.
Fair. No, I never liked a clear blue sky. It always seemed cold to me.
She's like Aerith. She doesn't want to see the sky. It scares her. She misses the steel sky. Did I tell you they changed that line and it pissed me off?
How'd they... What? How'd they change it?
Like, the end of Remake Part 1, Aerith looks at the sky and says, "The steel sky, I miss it." At least in English. She used to say that. They updated the game to change the line to something... I think it's something like, "This sky, I don't like it." And I know why they did this, because I think they wanted to change it so they would imply ahead of time that she could see the tear in the sky that you see at the end of Rebirth. I find it a lot less poetic, though. I don't know. Oops, I went back to tangents. Well, you're in luck. The sky gets more colorful every day from all the pollution.
As the air quality drops. Childish, isn't it? Marveling at the small sheen of rainbow dancing on the surface of a massive oil spill. Apologies for waxing poetic. It's been a very unusual 24 hours around here. Also, did you forget that my name is Young?
No. Dr. Young. Or Jung.
So then why was I question marks?
Because we haven't met you yet.
Well, I was Dr. Jung a moment ago when I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I didn't notice that. That's so funny. Is that... Should I make a blog report about that?
I choose to believe that Morgan deliberately acts like she doesn't know her name.
Right, because we decided we let her speak first. We just let her stew. Miss Young, I get the feeling that you didn't bring me up here to talk about the weather. And you know, I mean, like, you're, yeah. VP of Android Futures at Noble Electronics. She likes red meat, flower gardens, high thread counts. She does not like working from home because she's a manager. We gotta maintain a corporate, I forget the word now. Whatever.
Gotta maintain rent prices because I'm also a fucking landlord.
She is fluent in 3 languages. She likes baseball.
Attending baseball games doesn't mean that she likes baseball.
I feel like you have to like baseball a little bit if you attend. Anyway, she has a hidden talent to getting children to stop crying. I get meh.
No, I brought you up here to express my condolences. I'm very sorry for your loss.
Thank you. I could say the same. I know you and David worked together for many years. This friend is really good.
Yes, we did. But as much as I'd like to drop everything in process.
Do you want to buy the sandwich?
Well, I don't... Unless you can, like, put the spaghetti and meatballs in a bit of, like, Subway bread, like...
Are you implying that,
Like it's a yakisoba pun, almost.
Okay.
But with spaghetti.
I don't know how to respond to that.
What? The company wheels... The company wheels don't stop spinning for anything. Or anyone.
We're never gonna get out of this conversation.
No. You live here now, in my office. Was Dawes of any help?
She sent him. Trying to be helpful or just trying to control the narrative? It's great! But that must mean you know why I'm here.
I don't want to make assumptions.
Well, no need. I'll be explicit. I'm here as an officer of the court, which means I'm bound by law to document every rock I turn over. And every person I speak to.
Yes, the lawyers made that all very clear. Lawyers? It's kind of weird now that I'm talking to myself.
How do you think I feel?
You have an Android? It's not one of ours.
Well, you can tell that quickly. Got all the faces memorized.
It's easy enough to remember the major archetypes we use, yes.
If you're nuts about your work, maybe. It's a recent acquisition. Very recent, in fact. One of David's last requests, apparently.
David asked you to take it? I've been told that you've been... I've been told that you've been to David's estate already.
The police gave me full access to the scene.
Then you know he wasn't alone last night.
Yes, there was a single witness who met with him and called emergency services when he fainted.
I was that witness.
We've updated the water glass to have Ellen Young's name on it. Really? Obviously. There aren't that many people David would bother meeting with in person, let alone welcoming them into his home and offering them a drink. I also knew that Young is his superior on paper, though not in fame. And I knew that the witness had Executive Plan 3 insurance, so they had to be higher up than David. Well then, do your lawyers know that we're having this conversation?
Of course. They're pulling their hair out. They're pulling their hair out about it as we speak.
I can't imagine why. The police cleared you. And you are well within your rights to ask for some privacy, given the high-profile nature of all that's happened. So why call me up here? Why cut through all the red tape your lawyers painstakingly hid you behind?
Eventually you, or some clever lawyer like you, would get the record opened. Through legal means or otherwise. The company's enemies are legion, and they have a whatting knife? I can't see behind your head.
I'm so okay. Hold up. I can fix this. Give me a sec. Where are those things?
Oh, so close.
Well, I'm sorry. I have to scooch.
A
So you can see the whole text
prying
box.
knife? What's a prying knife?
It's like a knife for prying.
What, like a... What, just a crowbar?
I don't know. I just have... It's an expression, Harriet. I don't know.
They have one for every occasion, apparently. Whatever that is.
That would have taken time.
Touché.
I'm almost done with my sandwich as well.
So perhaps the truth of the matter is that I simply don't want to hide. David was my colleague for several years. If I were in your shoes, I would have questions as well.
You're doing this for my sake?
No, my reasons are purely selfish. I'm only hoping that talking to someone whose job isn't to defend me from all consequences might prove therapeutic.
If she wants to play confessional, that's fine by me. Is that really all that's going on here? Why don't you start from the beginning, then? You went to his home last night.
Yes, at around 7:30 p.m. The building's penumbra... I forget what a penumbra is. Penumbra captured all that quite clearly. Oh, the penumbra, that's the fucking automatic, all-pervasive surveillance system, isn't
Well,
it?
we have a thing for that. Oh, do they not have penumbra in there?
Huh.
It might be in a
We
different...
did talk about it.
They talked about
like-
it. It might be with a different thing.
It was like a whole conversation with Farah, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. No.
Oh, it probably came up in episode 0 also.
Oh, you know what? That might be what it is. It's
That it doesn't show up in this chapter, since it was already explained.
each chapter has their own terms and character profiles. Like, they don't carry over, because then that thing would get enormous.
Well, just have I don't know, a glossary.
No, but it's like, basically it's the security system, but it's like the system that regulates all of their security system. It's like a big umbrella thing, I think. And so it gathers everything up.
And turns them into bioweapons.
No. He fell ill around 8 p.m., so you spent half an hour together. Why the late call in person?
We had an intense discussion yesterday afternoon. David never came in on Saturdays, and I didn't want to spend the weekend glaring at him through screens, so I visited, and he let me in, and we talked.
About?
The good old days, if you can believe that. Back when we were both new to the company, eager to make a name for ourselves.
How long ago was that?
7 or 8 years ago.
Miss Young?
Putting a number on it doesn't sound that long ago, but it feels... We spent a while like that just talking. He was lively and sharp, and I never would have thought that a few minutes later that he would be dead? That he would commit suicide in front of me.
Now that's yet to be determined. Firm reply. What happened? What happened?
8:15, he said he wanted to toast. He got up, walked back into his workshop, and then he must have went down into his basement to get us a bottle. I checked some messages in the meantime, enjoyed the view.
In other words, she stayed on camera.
He came back with a bottle of whiskey and 2 plastic cups. We drank and talked. He got quieter, spoke less. I thought he was just getting drunk. I didn't get worried until he started to fall asleep.
You tried to wake him up?
He wasn't responding. I tried to shake him awake, but he didn't seem... I left him and ran to the kitchen to use the security system.
Didn't think to use your phone?
No. I suppose I didn't. But it worked out. The Penumbra's emergency protocol summoned a VTOL straight to his helipad with one button press. When I returned to the parlor, he was limp. I moved him to the floor as delicately as I could. He had a heartbeat, but just did what I could until they arrived.
You went with them to the hospital, I take it?
Yes, they insisted. They checked my vitals and ran a talk screen, which came back clean.
So did David's, for all the good it did him.
I wasn't paying close attention to what they were saying at that point. But I'm sure they ran through every step of the CCE SOP. That's what they're paid to do.
You seem certain it was suicide.
Yes.
Why?
As I said, he got quieter as the time passed and he spoke less. But the last thing he said to me, the last clear thing he said to was that he was happy ending it here. Said he was content.
Or content, I'm not sure. It was either of those words.
Yes, it was content for his social media profile.
Hi everyone, today I'm gonna drink poison and... Okay, no, this is too bleak. Let's move on.
And he downed his glass after that. He drank every last drop. Does that sound like David Asher to you?
Curious, restless, perfectionist David? No, I guess it doesn't. Well, I have 5 conversation subjects for you. You said CCE standard operating procedure a moment ago. What is that?
CCE stands for Counter Corporate Espionage, which is just industry doublespeak for corporate espionage. Only used in self-defense. You understand?
Hold up, I'm gathering my poker chips. So Noble anticipates employees at your level getting poisoned?
They give us all kinds of CCE training. Subtly, of course, usually disguised on the itinerary as leadership workshops or psychiatric evaluations.
Or, watercolor atelier. They train you to expect to get moided at these leadership workshops?
Murder is fairly rare at our level. More likely they'll want us too sick to work.
It's pronounced moide.
No. let us drain company resources in a hospital bed while our position sits vacant.
That's smart. Like snipers purposely avoiding vital areas to strain the enemy's medical resource. And by smart, I mean horrible.
That's terrible. Like snipers purposely avoiding vital areas in order to strain the enemy's medical resources.
Hey, stop reading my thoughts, Sarah. That just because you're my legal assistant doesn't. Why is that a thing they can do?
Because I'm very powerful.
Oh, well.
That's nothing compared to when they want. Oh, they want to. That's nothing compared to when they want to turn an asset. Feel ill for the rest of your life with an undiagnosable malady.
Like long COVID.
Or become our mole and we'll send you the antidote every 2 weeks.
Like long COVID. It's a nasty piece of work.
It's a nasty line of work. Consulting.
I'm sorry?
That's just what they call it. Can't exactly put corporate spy on your CV.
So every consultant I've met at a cocktail party was actually...
It depends. Did they say that they're consultants? Or did they say that they were in consulting?
What the hell am I supposed to remember? So, do your people think that what happened to David was a deliberate attack?
Noble's competitors have been trying to get David for years. And that's the timescale their plans operate on. If this was an attack with a rival corporation, the company would have seen it coming. And they'd probably have struck first.
I'll never see it coming. What about the cups? What's the deal with that? Well, I've been curious about this ever since I saw the scene. Why the plastic cups?
There's a story there. David and I got hired around the same time under similar circumstances. Headhunted while finishing our higher education. During recruiting, the company claimed to want us badly, but in practice, our actual authority was...
Inexperienced and overpaid. Must have been extremely unpopular.
You don't mince words. We didn't either back then. We were loudly trying to convince our superiors that their entire sales model for androids was antiquated and self-defeating.
Two of them made the one... the two of them made the one-point doctrine? That's not the story I've heard in Noble commercials and Noble-sponsored media. I think, if I remember, the one-point doctrine I guess I don't think we have that, but it was like the basically the thing that David Asher came up with. This is like, we should prioritize quality over quantity, and then people will actually trust our product and keep buying them. Come on. Come to think of it, it's not a story I've ever heard from David himself.
We had this deadline, self-imposed, but still a deadline. We wanted to get our pitch to the president of international sales by end of day.
That's still her.
Is it? I guess so. It's the same color.
It's blue, yeah.
7 p.m. rolls around and people start filtering out. David still has his head buried in diagrams and sales figures. Imagine a technical man like him, a programmer, trying to make a sales pitch. Clock hits 9, and even the zombies start heading home. I turn to David, tell him that it's not going to happen. We're nowhere near finished, and the day has long since been over.
Can I have the Unity symbol on your desk? What?
I probably just 3D printed it. He looked at me like I'm the other person on the boat, and I've stopped pitching water. Should we be on the right side of the screen?
The right side of the screen also caused issues at some point, I think.
Wait, was that this game, or was it
oh, you're right.
a different game?
Actually, you're right. I think that was for Trials. What? That's just me. No, but...
Hi, Pauline.
That one. It was just tough.
I think this is... I think this is David.
Yeah, but she's quoting him.
What, you don't want to do that thing where she just suddenly has David's voice?
Oh, the president lives on the other side of the globe. That's not David's voice.
He sounds like Antonio. Got it. Okay, I can do that. We still got all night until his end of day.
That's really not...
I'm dead. I can sound like anything.
I don't know why the text changed color there.
We wrapped up. Because it's her telling the story. Keep up. We wrapped up at 4 in the morning. Just us and the cleaning staff. Back then, only half of them were ads. He finally sent the He finally sends the message, and I'm ready to collapse. I've got nothing. We stared blankly at his inbox for the next 40 minutes, hoping that the harsh light would give us the energy to work through the next day. And we got a response. It wasn't long, but it showed he was interested. I had been turned down so many times before then, ignored and placated, passed up and ghosted, but together, David and I, we had finally gotten a win. So David asks if I've got anything to drink. I've got a bottle of some swill in a cabinet at my desk, but he doesn't want to drink from the bottle, says he wants to toast. So we sat there at 5:19 in the morning, toasting awful vodka to one another in cups we grabbed from the break room.
5:19, you remember that time specifically? You couldn't just think 5, it's whatever.
No, I was checking my watch very regularly for some suspicious reason.
Well, that was years ago.
Well, yes, that was a different murder. Toasting our first victory against the corporate beast.
Why do you think she did it?
Between the lack of sleep and the drinking, the next day at work was hell.
Sounds like a good memory. You know, relatively.
Plastic cups and liquor, that was our little ritual. So I didn't think twice when he presented me with my cup. It was ceremony for us.
Oh, it's the history of Noble. As VP of Android Futures, you're David's superior, aren't you?
That's correct.
Didn't you join the company at around the same time?
David was always more interested in his work than he was in climbing the ladder. He didn't like playing the corporate politics game.
So, was he unpopular around here?
Not unpopular, no. Not the great Dr. David Asher. Misunderstood, perhaps.
How so?
He could be blunt, demanding, some might say. He wasn't trying to be, it's just... not everyone could work at the same pace as he did, for as long as he did.
Even with the whole company huffing those inhalers, they couldn't keep pace with David? Speaking of which, I don't see any at Young's desk. Maybe it's just not something you leave out in the open at her level. Sorry, one sec. I need to turn off onion alarm.
Ugh.
There we go. So, you would say that his work-life life balance. His work-life balance. Oh, wow, how was that?
Balance implies the two are at odds with one another.
Yeah, balance.
We use work-life harmony here at the company.
Ugh. It's not a work-life balance, it's harmony. Fascinating. So, was he in harmony?
No, David always had plenty of suitors, but he was never willing to put the time in. But I'm sure you're more knowledgeable than I am on that subject.
Right.
What do you mean?
I had to help him draft a lot of apology notes over the years for misunderstandings, double bookings.
Oh, so he was a flake. Scandalous.
I mean, he is your dad. The A16 only entered production this year, correct?
Correct. Pre-orders started last holiday, and we began shipping in the first quarter. What holiday? What holidays do they celebrate?
You know, the holidays.
Actually, what?
It's Kwanzaa.
No, never mind. I was gonna say, like, in what version of this hellscape would people take holidays? And it's just like, no, that's not how they would do holidays. They would have work parties, like, on the same day as a work day.
I understand that you were instrumental in the success of Warm Androids.
I played my part in supervising the launch, yes.
Weren't you the one who designed Synatonin, the factor that enabled communication between synthetic and organic parts?
I'm surprised you've heard of that. I did lead that project, yes, but that was years ago. At the time, Synatonin was little more than a novelty, a dead end. It wasn't until David took the reins on the A16 that we found a use for it.
Took the reins?
He was lead programmer on limb coordination, facial expression, exhaustion parameters. And he designed the synthetic nerves that made all that possible.
David did all that? It's a lot more than just programming. Was he always so gifted in that many fields? Did he fill those roles on the A14 or A15?
No. He used to stick steadfast to his role as a software architect. That was his field of expertise, and he didn't wander far. But 2 or 3 years back, he started sitting in on other departments, taking notes. Soon he was joining the discussion, proposing new ideas. And eventually, they came to follow his lead.
Just like that.
Just like that.
So he just applied himself, and soon he was leading other departments.
Yes, he watched Breaking Bad. That's the kind of genius that Dr. David Asher was.
Well, I've not seen Breaking Bad, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Because he's a chemistry teacher, and he...
Applied himself?
well, no, he's a... Walter White is a chemistry teacher, and the guy that he works with is one of his former students. And so, like, you know, telling Jesse to apply himself is like a whole thing.
I'm not really interested in watching that show.
I mean, that's fair. The company profited the most, of course, but the entire industry benefited from his vision and leadership. His loss will be felt for years.
So, this android, Sarah, even Dawes couldn't find any real details on where it came from.
It's not in any of our systems?
I'm afraid not. Did David ever talk to you or anyone else at the company about a pet project?
Pet? No, he never gave any indication like that. Or of your adorable poon cheeks. And if he didn't talk to me about it, I seriously doubt he confided in anyone at the company. David didn't trust anyone higher on the chain than himself, and anyone below him. Frankly, they couldn't possibly hope to give him advice. He never mentioned me? No, never.
Androids don't come cheap. You never heard about him requisitioning parts or resources? There were never any discrepancies with his company credit card?
The company's accountants are mirthless. Even by industry standards, they wouldn't humor anybody. Not even David Asher. If they had ever detected financial discrepancies, there would have been an uproar loud enough you could hear it in the mailroom. You have a mailroom? Not since the 30s. Just a figure of speech. Oh.
She's disappointed.
He could. I love that they included the eye sparkles so that I could understand the energy that that line was given with. It was very, very important.
Yes.
I love her.
That's why this game is good.
He couldn't have taken resources from the company without leaving a record. But no one would deny David Asher information. He would have been able to obtain all the necessary data to build his own android, such as data.
No, not that one.
What, you don't think that he'd have what it takes to build a positronic brain?
That's not the point. He just didn't make that one. That was Dr. Soon.
But with enough time and money, he could privately purchase the raw materials himself.
I don't understand it. It must have taken him years to build Sarah. He wasn't doing anything illegal, except the hacking stuff. So why keep it secret?
Why does it bounce off Sarah's head? Or is it because she's taking in information? I don't know.
I don't. That animation is always like I'm always unclear on what exactly it's saying.
I think I kind of get it.
I don't know how to describe the feeling it's trying to convey, even if I half get it.
I think it's plot points hitting Sarah in the head. But he was private and a perfectionist.
A privectionist, if you
yes,
will.
Yes, he was a private in the army.
A privectionist.
Perhaps he simply wasn't proud of his results. Oh, damn.
No, I think you're wrong. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to me. I'm sure this has been a difficult day for you.
Difficult day for all of us.
Message from Fran? I'm running out of leads to chase. The brat better have good news.
Are you really going to take this to court?
That's my plan. Circumstances may be irregular, but I'm still defending a client from a criminal charge. Because suicide is a criminal charge. It's illegal.
Bring him to the stand.
It's my responsibility to argue that he's not guilty of what he's been accused of.
And is that what you believe? That he didn't commit suicide?
I guess I haven't decided what I believe.
What I believe is in the Phantom Thieves.
Would you kindly slow the hell down?
No, just okay.
Sarah, get the spaghetti out of your mouth. Sarah's not getting the spaghetti out of her mouth. That's not walking.
Look,
That's speed walking. Up 2 flights of stairs. It's very different.
Wait, don't skip.
She was walking too quickly.
I have hiccups, wait.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I make you laugh too hard?
No, but I was trying not to rush the spaghetti, and I found myself rushing.
Oh, it's my fault.
No,
Why?
it's my spaghetti.
Use spaghetti.
Yes. Okay, so I'm sorry I didn't have it too quickly for you. That wasn't walking, that was speed walking. Up 2 flights of stairs is very different. Okay. Speed walking? No, that's not her voice. Speed walking? No, that wasn't it either. Whatever. Sounds like a powerful technique. Is it like the Zhenjiao?
Wait, you can... Oh, just let me catch my breath for a minute.
Adonai, is it possible that you are out of shape?
No.
But since we left the cab, your heart rate has...
I'm not wearing the right clothes. Or the right shoes.
Those are your only clothes. Is that so?
No, just because you haven't seen me with other clothes doesn't mean those are my only clothes. Also, I didn't stretch or hydrate, and the sun's reaching its zenith.
That would have been several hours ago. Do you mean the air temp?
You said it would be a short walk from street level, so I prepared myself mentally for a short walk. Then you took off like a rocket. And you didn't mention we'd have to go upstairs. Next, you're just gonna walk to the next, Mystic Village by not taking the train or whatever. This reference is falling apart. Are you sure this place is even back here?
The reviews online were quite clear. It's worth the trouble of finding it.
Well, maybe if you're a mountain climber. When I sent Fran hunting for a musician in David's circles, I expected them to bring me someone from the city orchestra or jazz club. Champagne, flute, and teacup kind of musician. This is the tequila and neon part of town.
It should be in view if we turn... Adonai, be careful.
Of what?
It's a stray, and it's bearing its fangs, too. It could be carrying diseases. You should...
Relax.
Adonai is growling.
It's not growling at me. See?
So it's just me that it doesn't like.
Too much static.
How'd you get it to calm down?
It's an animal, not a monster. It wants to be calm.
Do you like animals?
What kind of cold-blooded freak doesn't like animals?
Do you have a pet?
No, never have.
Why not?
Because I don't want to take care of a pet.
That seems counterintuitive to me.
Well, it makes perfect sense to me, and I don't need it to make sense to you.
But
You notice you're only this talkative when it's just the two of us? Just an observation. You shy or something? Did David program you to have Android anxiety?
it's generally only appropriate to respond to comments that are addressed to oneself.
Look at this robot, this perfectly good Android bean. You gave it anxiety.
Today I have rarely been addressed directly by people, other than you.
In other words, you're shy.
That is not what I... Can I try petting it?
There's no law against it. Oi, this is the dog police. You're not allowed to pet dogs. There's a law about it. Oh shit, it's the dog police. And you know, we're in ultraviolets now.
Yes, we're at Code Violent.
No! I knew you were gonna mention that.
This is the establishment.
Oh,
That's Morgan.
That's me. Now let's see if Isaac Porter is as habitual as Fran claims.
Do you think Father was close to this man? This man who you've never met?
I think he was close with him, yeah. At some point. I had some help making that deduction. Fran saw that their metadata showed a significant cooling of interaction between the two of them, particularly over the past month. But Fran also saw a phone call between the two last night.
So they were close. Do you think that they were sleeping together?
That is completely inappropriate for me or anyone to speculate about.
Inappropriate? Adonai, it's only...
I'm getting a very important text message from my private investigator. Excuse me. Your cash act. Oh, do you want to... I don't know.
I'm not sure what kind of voice I would give the brat.
Well, it's a brat. It was a gremlin.
Did you catch the killer yet?
No.
What the hell? I sent you his POS.
This piece of shit? I'm at his position. I haven't spoken to Porter yet. Anyway, there's no reason to suspect him right now.
Lame.
Surprised you're invested all of a sudden. Isn't David Asher a corporate sellout in your eyes?
Everyone's a corporate sellout. But Asher gets respect. If I'm a demolitions expert, he's like a really good architect.
That's almost sweet. I think.
Asher started working out. Yes, Asher started out working in Cube. So in the architect analogy, by today's standards, he's like, I don't know, it's a kid he built all his bricks by hand or something.
You know that you know that lit homework can help you with forming analogies.
Eat this analogy. Did that come through, or did the characters break? It's supposed to be a guy giving you the finger.
I take it Cube is a programming language. What's so special about it?
Pretty much anything coded in the last 20 years is web-based. You code with the assumption that you'll always be connected. So you can depend on having fat libraries of references to lean on. And if something does go wrong, your errors get reported to you automatically.
But not in Cube?
You can look it up. But basically, Cube was originally for robotics and, like, machinery. Stuff that had to operate in mines, under the ocean. Middle of nowhere fields with zero signal service, so Cube had to be self-sufficient.
How rugged?
Where'd Asher learn Cube, anyway? It's older than dirt. Like the 40s.
Ah. I think his father had a machine shop or something.
Vague.
Yeah, well, David didn't like to talk about his family. And I never asked.
What did your private investigator have to say, Adonai?
We have a thing about Cube. I don't know if there's anything super important to read about it in there.
Yes, it's a movie franchise that reminds me of Saw, so screw it.
Never watched it.
Look, I haven't seen Saw either.
I'm not telling. Anyway, let's earn some poker chips.
And eat some spaghetti, goddammit.
Stage for the talent, pretty close to the floor. Guess it fits with the whole round table aspect of this place. Everyone's on...
so can you run into the chairs and they explode?
No.
Well, what's with the round table then?
I think we're thinking of different round tables, Eric. Everyone's on more or less equal footing, dancing in the dark, once you get past the bouncer. As you.
I'm aware.
Harriet is full of spaghetti still.
Do you think they might have met here?
David and Porter? Can't see David walking in here.
Because you found the walk so challenging?
Because it's too loud to relax. Not dark enough to be anonymous.
I see.
What's that face? You got an opinion to share?
The atmosphere's not bad in here, but the music isn't quite.
I'll find you a server to fill out before we leave. What kind of music does an android even like?
Early 21st century punk rock.
That just you, or does that go for all androids?
I haven't met all androids. I can't speak for them.
Wonder what they'd say.
If they're smart, they'd say that music peaked with the early 21st century punk rock.
Well, debate settled. Sheesh.
Yes.
It's such a... What am I... We're not gonna talk to him first. What kind of reading material gets left out in the club? What is this? Exclusive sit down with luxury. You've heard her name on everyone's lips. What is this about? The most beautiful woman in the world. Pseudonym. What? Who's? Did they say her name? I don't want to read the whole thing. I'm sorry. I know what this is. It's not like important for the plot. If it's important to the plot, I'll read the articles. But otherwise, it's like I only have so much voice in me. Don't get stuck on a cliffhanger like that. Log in to read the rest. How old are you exactly? 19 to 29 now and forever. That's my age. I'm between 20 to 33. And it's forever.
Only you can just lean into being a vampire. Just like Tommy Wiseau.
Right, her name's Luxury. I don't know why I didn't... That escaped me.
Well, because it's a word.
Yeah, however old she is or isn't, Luxury's got one hell of a mind for business. Might do her more good than that to face, and that face in the... That's one hell of a face. In the meantime, she is powerful. Some rises are too meteoric for even the Megs to grab the reins on. At this point, Luxury's got them at her mercy. She can send their stocks into disarray with one selfie. Good for her! We love a girl boss. A bar stocked full of colorful selections and busy bartenders. Hope this isn't the kind of club you can order food in. Only time bar food is any good is when you're drunk enough to forget the taste and the gap between chewing and swallowing. So you can
bar food, goddammit.
So you can like eat things.
Yes, I can. Well, yes, I can.
What, like Android food?
There is no such product.
So what do androids eat?
Online user guides for Noble's War models clarified that they don't eat anything in the traditional sense. They get their energy from electrical charging, usually wireless. Whenever they need to eat, it's to replenish specific vitamins and electrolytes.
Sounds a lot like what mod users go through with their sports drinks and energy bars. Charges separation anxiety.
According to the net, warm androids can ingest nutrient-rich processed carbohydrate pellets if they need to forego electrical charging long-term.
Processed pellets? You mean like kibble? Like dog food?
No, it is not like dog food at all.
Can you buy it from the pet store?
Seems that you can.
How is this something you have to look up anyway?
Because I've always just eaten whatever father gave me.
Like what?
Marble beef. Never hydroponic avocados. I feel like she would pronounce French perfectly. I can't.
Foie gras.
Foie gras.
Yeah, there you go.
Ugh. That sort of thing.
I am not paying for any of that. Okay, yeah, that's him, alright. Looks like he's killing time before his sets tonight.
Are you unsure how to proceed, Adonai?
I'm sure that you need to hang back. As for me, I'll voice this guy because I want to voice this guy. Don't play it cool with him. He'll be mad and you'll lose chips. Isaac
gay.
What's up? My name is Morgan. I was David's friend. Right now I'm his lawyer. Can we talk? Oh, it depends. Were you a friend from work? No. Over here. Thanks, Isaac. This circuit profile as a musician, bassist, likes itineraries, grilling, champagne, dislikes resistance training, producers, and ads. He's the best at gift giving. He's the worst at folding laundry. Oh, hey, it's just like me. He doesn't do requests.
Also, it's bassist. It's bassist, not bassist would be if he was playing a fish.
Bassist. That's what he is. That's what he plays. He plays fit. Look, it's the future. They can play whatever they want. Don't thank me yet. I might just sit here, shut my mouth, stick you with my tab. What kind of lawyer are you? What kind of friend? I'm his defense lawyer. Think you missed the bus on that, yeah? I'm a friend that needs to know what happened yesterday. Doesn't everyone? Try somewhere else, friendly lawyer. I haven't seen him in weeks. You might not have seen him, but we both know that you spoke with him over the phone yesterday. Only a short time before he died. How the hell? Isaac. It's pretty obvious that you don't want this particular spotlight to linger on you any longer than necessary. So why don't we cut to the chase? No lies. No playing coy. Fine. Sarah?
Okay.
The hell? Is that thing transmitting? Sorry, Sarah's eating spaghetti at the moment.
I am not streaming any data, no.
Porter doesn't seem to recognize Sarah either. One more person David was keeping secrets from. I need to record everything for the court. Fine. You two were together, is that correct? We were together. I ended it. Yesterday. Care to elaborate? On our entire relationship? Look, you can tell me everything once, and I can get it on the record. Or, you can hear the same questions over and over again from 1,000 different cops and Megs for the next 3 months. We met in a bar. I'd seen him come in a few times, each time with someone else. Each time talking with his mouth, but not looking with his eyes. Ticked me off. Scribbling on napkins and letting his single gin and tonic sweat on the table for 2 hours. His dates would all go to the bathroom, would take a call and slip out the back. One of them didn't make it 10 minutes. He'd still sit there the rest of the night, unfazed. Couldn't tell if he was oblivious or stupid or shameless or the most confident man in the world. He ticked me off. One night, things were slow and my set had been cancelled and his date hadn't even bothered to think of an excuse before bailing, so... I asked him why he'd insisted on coming here night after night. Just to ignore vapid people he wasn't interested in a shitty bar with drinks he didn't like. And he just said, because I like your music. Man, did that tick me off. It was cute early on. Him being so passionate about work I could barely pretend to understand. And I liked that we gave each other space, you know? Felt like we were being mature or whatever. Until? There was no until. No one day where everything turned sour. But at some point I started to understand where his priorities were. And how I ranked in them. Like I said, he was passionate about his work. I just wrongly assumed that he would also be that passionate about me at some point. So I pulled away a little, wanted to see if he'd notice, if he'd miss me. Testing him like that isn't the biggest red flag in the world. He never budged. I could ignore him for days and he wouldn't be the least bit ashamed to see me. If I picked a fight, he'd never get angry or upset, he'd just apologize. He didn't want to fight with me. Guess he was never invested enough to bother. Was my mistake. I watched him sit there all those nights not giving a shit when people walked away, and still I had this stupid idea that somehow, for whatever reason, I would be different. That I would be special. But I wasn't, so I ended it. Last night, I called him. Didn't expect it to pick up. I had everything prepared to leave. I had everything prepared to leave a message with an assistant or out or whatever. I was... But he answered. First ring. Without hesitation, shame, or awkwardness. That ticked me off. So I told him exactly how valued he had made me feel the past few months. I told him exactly how insignificant I felt as the boyfriend of the illustrious David Asher. What did he say? He apologized. And then he asked me if that was all I called to tell him. Woof. I hung up after that. Spent the rest of the night wrapped in warm disdain for him and his coldness. He hadn't made that easy for me. I went to sleep hard but clean, ready for something new. And then this morning I wake up to see that my ex killed himself not 2 hours after he let me walk out of his life without so much as a don't! What the hell, man? What the hell, David? Now you're just the tip of an iceberg of lawyers and reporters and buzzards. Parasites who want to hear about the man who sent David Asher over the edge. Never wanted to be his last line or the straw that broke his back. I just wanted to be his goddamn boyfriend. Turns out that was asking for too much. Well, it's yet to be determined whether David committed suicide. Are you serious? You don't have all the facts. And you do? Any one of them point to anything else? Yeah, I thought so. Thanks for your time. I'll get back to it. I'll let you get back to it. I'll finish reading the sentence completely with all the words in it.
I'll get out of your hair.
That's it. That's it, no summons. The court has no need for you to retell a sad story like that. The court, huh? Sorry to bother you at work. Sarah, let's go.
Your discography is very impressive.
Yeah, thanks.
And your range is remarkable. So it pained me to see that all your works in the last quarter have been so melancholy. I think...
Well, what the hell do you know about any of that? What's the matter? Can't find the words? Need to steal them from somewhere first, butcher them before shitting them back out?
I was not trained on any datasets that...
Now, pardon me, my mistake, really. Not your fault you're only standing here because rich prick nerds are allowed to rub the blah 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 blah. Sarah, we're leaving. What the hell was that about?
He was under the false impression that I was programmed using a massive automated learning model, an early 21st century...
Not that. Why'd you talk to him?
I wanted to... I just felt that I should say something to him.
Word of advice. People don't want comfort from strangers, especially when they're androids. They want it from the people they want it from. Coming from anywhere else, it's just corn syrup on a parched tongue. Doesn't matter how sweet it is, they'll just start gagging.
You know a lot about people, don't you, Adonai?
Compared to you, I'm a goddamn savant.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, there's not much time left.
Is there still somewhere you want to investigate?
Somewhere I need to return to, actually. Porter was right. As things stand, I don't have any evidence that could establish an alternate interpretation of the facts. But if there did exist hard evidence that could prove his death wasn't a suicide, there's only one place I could find it at this point. It's back to the penthouse basement of David Asher.
The basement. You sure you don't want another look at the crime scene?
I'm all out of time. Gotta approach this from the other angle.
The other angle?
Gotta think outside the box. You know, inductive versus deductive? Flip the chessboard and all that. Haven't you ever read a mystery novel?
I've seen mystery films.
Well, let's see if you paid any attention then. What killed David Asher?
Poison.
10 points.
There's a point system?
Now, how did that poison get into his bloodstream?
He must have ingested it orally.
And how do we know that?
The medical examiner found no injection marks or wounds.
And if he had inhaled it?
Inhaled it? Why...
Leave the whys to someone who actually understands them.
I won't be able to understand anything if I don't practice.
Practice by answering my question.
I suppose it's possible, but highly unlikely. We would have found out the delivery system for it in the building, like an inhaler.
Right. An airborne poison is either shoved in your face or sprayed over a wide area. And no one around David has shown any kind of symptoms. So all we're left with is oral intake.
Eliminating the impossible. What's next, Adonai?
Young's corroborated statement was that David didn't exhibit any irregular symptoms or behavior until he started drinking that night. And the police didn't find anything unusual in any of the food or drink in his home.
Except for his cup, the results were inconclusive.
Young was drinking from the same bottle and the same type of cup but didn't get sick. We have to conclude then that David's cup alone was poisoned.
That all seems logical. And consistent with the police's theory of suicide. So why are we down here?
Minus 10 points.
Back to 0?
David left the parlor and came back with whiskey in 2 cups. Young told us as much, and apparently the cameras upstairs support her theory. Story.
So we have to conclude then that he got them both from this bar?
Better, 5 points. Did he also get the poison from the cabinet?
The police have been in here since we left. According to their ARCS file, they didn't find anything that matches that poison down here.
So the poison somehow went straight into his drinking cup then. I need to flip this around again.
If you turn something 360 degrees, you're just back to...
If I were the prosecution, what would I want more than anything? Proof that David knowingly added the poison himself.
He wouldn't do that.
You can make that claim because there's no video evidence to contradict you. How long was David off camera?
From 7:36 p.m. to 7:40 p.m. when he left the parlor to get liquor from this bar.
So, if we had David on camera for those 4 minutes and he didn't poison himself in that time,
He would have a perfect alibi for the crime.
proving his innocence.
But Adonai, we don't have footage of that. There are no security cameras down here.
I think there are.
What do you mean?
This whole building is coated head to toe in Penumbra security systems, courtesy of Noble. Every console, every corner, every Android on every floor, it's all plugged into Penumbra. Except that!
That panel is...
Manufactured by Cotter Security Systems. Why would David put a console from a different security system in exactly one corner of his penthouse?
I've never given it much thought.
Well, it's been bothering me all day. My curiosity alone can't scale a 64-digit wall.
You mean...
Signal hijacking or whatever you want to call it. Have you tried it before?
It is illegal and unnecessary. Father would not... He would not have installed hidden cameras in his own home.
At the end of the day, I can't make you do anything. Well, actually, I probably can now that you're registered to me. But aren't you the one who wanted to prove his innocence?
Eliminate the impossible. I will need your express verbal command.
Well, not like David can press charges against us at this point. Do it. Did you really need me to say that?
For the purposes of record keeping, yes.
If you...
I've gotten past the 64-digit code, and I have found cameras. There are a number of them embedded in the room's walls and ceilings. As you theorized, they are on a separate network from the rest of the building.
Where are they feeding to, if not the penumbra system?
Behind my hibernation unit.
A false wall in the back of a safe.
Don't understand. Why would Father possibly have a hidden system of cameras inside his own home?
Beats me. He was brilliant and more than a little odd. Throw in a little money and odd becomes eccentric.
I see. I think.
I don't. What the hell was he thinking? What was he afraid of? Why didn't he come to me for... Time's short. Gather our facts now and leave the computation for later. Gotta check all the stuff. There's a crack here that we haven't explained. What's the story with this, anyway? Some kind of fault in the foundation?
I don't know. I've never noticed that crack before.
Might want to get those eyes checked.
There's nothing wrong with my vision. This crack just must have been created during my most recent hibernation.
How? Did David drop a weight a bunch of times over and over in the same spot? What did David even do with all this equipment? Dry his laundry?
What makes you so sure he wasn't exercising?
Did you ever see him use any of this crap?
No, but he must have used the weights when I wasn't looking. Since he promised me that he'd take better care of his health.
Sarah, these weights are all maxed out. David couldn't have put numbers like these even if he was piloting a frame.
Don't be so sure, Adonai.
Pardon?
The following is a true story based on primary sources who were present at the present for the event and its aftermath. Copenhagen, 1981, 8:10 a.m. local time. A towering man with the musculature of a world-class professional rugby player enters the Global Danke Bank on Fredericksburg Lane. He explains to the bank teller that he has a bomb in his suitcase, and he wants his gym bag filled with unmarked bills.
Sarah, are you going into attention?
A security guard approaches him from behind with a nightstick and swings. But the man simply catches the weapon and bends it into a twisted knot with his massive dinner plate-sized hands. When asked to describe the suspect to the police afterwards, the teller had only this to say: "That man was all muscle." The rest of the bank heist proceeds without incident, and the man exits the building just as the police arrive on the scene, when suddenly his suitcase explodes. But it's just a smokescreen. Local officers quickly recognize the ploy and rush towards the door, grabbing each of the hostages as they flee while desperately searching for the perpetrator. What they find instead is a diminutive, frail, sheepish young man, barely 160 centimeters tall, holding a gym bag full of money with no recollection of how he got there. Renowned psychologist and trained hypnotist Dr. Werner Kurtzer wrote the following in his diagnosis: acute dissociative identity disorder. That's right, the man had a split personality. And so great was the disparity between his two halves that when they switched control, he physically changed, becoming taller, bulkier, and capable of previously unthinkable feats of strength. So be careful what you say. So be careful what you say a man like Father can't do just because of how he looks on the outside.
Sarah, every single word you just said was false.
Huh?
Don't believe everything you read on the net. Sarah, you just read Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The liquor cabinet. I love this story that Sarah just recounts completely sincerely. It's like, Sarah, that's not a real story. That never happened.
She said it's based on a true story right at the start.
Why would someone lie? The liquor cabinet this mystery hinges on. The police have been through it all by now, and they didn't find foreign contents in any of the spirits. No poison to be found here. Well, not that kind of poison anyway. In which case... Can I make you anything?
Well, if you're offering, I'll have...
Sorry, you're way underage, aren't you? 2 years old or whatever?
Technically.
Took that one a lot worse than I expected. Cheer up, maybe you'll find a mocktail that if you climb to the top of the ladder.
This is a rolling ladder. A kind of step ladder, not a ladder.
What?
Remember, a ladder extends, but a step ladder folds out.
That's not what the argument is about. When people quote that argument in Ace Attorney, the argument isn't about if a stepladder is a ladder or not. It's just
Pauline, that's just another aspect of what the argument is just is just like the argument of what the argument is about.
It still annoys me because so many people quote that argument and misunderstand what it is. It's not... Phoenix isn't saying that it's not a ladder. Phoenix is giving more details. It's a step ladder, and Maya's like, well, step ladders are still ladders. What difference does it make? Why are you being so like descriptive and precise? It's your lawyery ways that are like this, I guess. And I feel like it's
important to know the distinction.
I'd bet my life savings that the subject will never come up ever again. Never. So is that the original?
It was appraised and confirmed to be genuine.
At least it didn't get ripped off. I'm a Philistine when it comes to this kind of stuff. What does an android see?
I see a meeting. Or perhaps an encounter. Two apex forces of nature, two kings of the forest, the stag and the tiger. I think.
Great, I'm officially less cultured than the robot. Alright, let's refocus here. There's this kind of hidden door behind your bunk bed, huh?
Essentially, though a bunk bed would imply a second or third.
How would we open it?
One moment. I see.
Got it open already?
I cannot open this door.
Why?
It is a Tethys Basics Sturdicure. Oh, okay.
Sturdicure.
It is a Tethys Basic Sturdicure.
That anti-hike feature in the name is real?
It's a closed system, Adonai.
The hell am I supposed to do now?
Strange. There was an if-then toggle enabled in the security parameters.
I don't follow.
When Father last adjusted the settings here, he made it so that the door would never open so long as I was hibernating.
And he made it so I was the only one who could wake her up. Meaning this is a door that only I can open?
It'll be a 6-character password. Some combination of numbers or letters. Did you and Father have any influential moments in your life that revolved around a 6-letter word?
Nothing comes to mind. Is there a code word that he knew only I could learn? What's the code word, Harriet?
69, 69, 67.
No, come on, a 6-letter word. No?
Well, uh, 6 letter word. Uh,
I can't bring up my phone when this is up. Well, what about
it's
Morgan? Morg. What? Oh, that's you.
Morg. Was that your name you just tried?
It's 6 characters, isn't it?
Yes, but it's not exactly secure, Adonai. Anyone who knew you and father were close could have tried guessing it. Was there some word that only the two of you knew? A nickname? Sorry, I'm not seeing like who's talking.
Pretty much everyone just calls me Morgan. But not everyone. What nickname could there be, Harriet?
Booby.
No dice. I was sure this would work.
Could it be your birthday or his?
If David set the password to something as dumb as that, I'll never forgive him.
As you say, Adonai.
No, he would have picked a code whose significance was only obvious after the fact. Like, I don't know. It's open. It's you. No, it's not me.
Yes, that's right. It's opening. What was the password, Adonai?
You'd never guess.
No, Morgan, you're supposed to say that's right.
That's right.
But who's on first?
They'd feel a bit out of character, David utilizing so much cloak and dagger tech. I've definitely been struggling with the idea of him doing home improvement. But one step in here and it all makes sense. It's a panic room.
Scary.
A panic room is a place for rich people to hide in when people start bouncing bricks off their windows. They're typically not even on the blueprints.
So when Noble built this penthouse for one of their executives,
Someone slipped this into the mix, and it's remained in Noble's blind spot ever since. All David had to do was repurpose it. Make sure you're capturing all of this. I don't want to miss my one chance because of a discovery technicality.
I understand, but you needn't specify. My memory is flawless. I can play back visuals, sounds, sensations. I can even give detailed reports on air particulates.
You mean you can smell?
Better than any human, and some canines.
So, does it smell stale in here to you?
Stale?
It doesn't to me. Almost like someone's been here recently. Almost like someone visits here frequently. Alright, let's try booting up the computer.
You don't think the console is password protected?
2 physical doors, a 64-digit code, a half-ton Android, and a secret phase. If David set a password on his PC after all that, I'm going back to the morgue to have a word with him. Good, it's already signed in.
You're looking for camera footage?
I'd also settled for a note plainly stating that he feared for his life. What am I doing? Here, you search for video files. They'll probably be timestamped and formatted for short-range devices.
I have the subfolder. The cameras stream... Yeah, the cameras stream live data constantly, but the files are clipped at fairly regular intervals. Once every week, it seems. The most recent video file here has footage going back 8 days. It was accessed yesterday, at around 4 p.m.
You were asleep then, so the only person who could get in here at that time is David himself. Alright, let's see it then.
Of course. It's just that I am having difficulty.
Try double-clicking?
I've been trying to open the files from the moment I discovered them, Adonai. But they are encrypted.
Damn it, David. You leave me enough clues to get this far, but you won't let me use your computer? What's the brand on the encryption program? If I rush a subpoena, they might have a backdoor I could bluff them into.
These files were not encrypted with any commercially available tool. This appears to be Father's own work.
Shit. If David Asher handwrote the encryption on these files, there's no one alive who could... Hey, was Dawes just flattering you back there? Or is your processing power really that special?
Adonai,
Why are your eyes boogling so much?
I'm a boogly little bean.
Makes sense. Can you break his encryption? Yes or no?
With enough time.
How much time would that be?
I would estimate it at 2 to 6 hours.
That's a 4-hour window.
No matter how sophisticated, encryption is still just a code that must be deciphered. And when deciphering any code, progress proceeds exponentially, which makes it particularly difficult to determine the amount of time required to complete the process.
2 to 6 hours. I don't have any better options. Get started.
I started 4 minutes and 23 seconds ago.
Finally showing some initiative. You've been talking to me the whole time.
I have the ability to analyze data in parallel by utilizing subconscious processes, so long as the work required is rote.
So you're doing it in the back of your head?
Actually, I'm speaking to you in the back of my head. I could give the decryption process my full undivided attention, but I would become non-responsive.
Hey, that's a pretty nifty feature. I'll have to keep that in mind. Alright, can you take this show on the road, or do we have to rip his computer out of the wall and find a battery?
I have copied the encrypted files and will work on them as we travel. We can leave whenever you're ready.
Still, I can't believe David would let me get this far just to shut the door in my face at the last second. But he did let me get this far. And the computer's not the only thing in here. The cabinets are a lot less eye-catching than his computer, but knowing David, that's all the more reason to check. Lots of paperwork, bonds, holdings, platinum bar? His birth certificate might be nearly as valuable. Can't imagine what people would pay to steal David Asher's identity. Down here at the bottom, a binder. Noble's logo on the front, and in the middle, enough pages to dwarf one of those phone books you see in period pieces. I'm asking it in legalese even on the table content, but basically, this is his employment contract. The binder containing the full text of David Asher's employment contract at Noble. Details compensation, grounds for dismissal, definitions for what constitutes a breach of contract, and how arbitrations would be handled. Not a light read. In fact, it's very dry. It's probably drier than the Sahara Desert. I've never been there. I don't know how dry it is.
I was going to say drier than the gin and tonic that he would have, that he would not drink at the bar.
That's a better joke. Hold on to this. Hold on to this for me.
It must be very important if you're giving it to me.
It's certainly very heavy.
Was there anything else in there?
Expecting an updated copy of his will to show up.
It is a possibility, isn't it?
Maybe in a corny old murder mystery.
Widely beloved and respected genre with over 2 centuries of...
There is something else. Your papers.
That Evangeline Morgan be given immediate and complete ownership of the android designated Sarah.
Evangeline? Evangeline.
Evangeline Morgan.
No! It's dated to a few weeks back. Had he already made up his mind about all of this? If he had, why did he hide this where no one else could find it? Was that just a backup plan? Well, at least we've got something a bit more concrete than Starling's own words now. Let's take a look at the... it's a tax-free transaction. I like that she's just pointed that out. Don't want to pay taxes on an android.
Her word should be plenty, shouldn't it?
Not if people realize how precious you are. As a collector's item. We've yet to meet one person who knows what the hell you are. But Noble could have easily argued that you fall under private technology or physical holdings. Unless I had something like this.
It's good that you do, then. I'm glad that Father wanted me to go with a friend of his.
Yeah. This'll get me a huge tax write-off when I donate you for a for-profit college.
Could at least pick a charitable institution.
It's just an old saying. All colleges have been for-profit since the 60s.
That doesn't make me feel any better.
You can cheer up in the car. Ellis arrived from the courthouse. Priority. To the courthouse? Courthouse. Look, my French accent is getting in the way sometimes.
There is an upcharge at this hour for priority transportation.
That's irritating, but I'd like to have more than just a few minutes to prepare once we get there.
The upcharge is a multiplier of 5.7.
I'll prepare on the way over.
Very good, Adonai.
La courte maison.
Does it excite you going into courtrooms?
What do you mean?
You don't feel the tension in the air as the audience murmurs amongst themselves? You don't feel a fiery sense of justice rising in your gut as the prosecution smirks at your ragtag assembly of witnesses?
Do you really think this is gonna be like some kind of movie where the good guys save the day?
Probably not. Though that would be nice if it were.
What's your deal anyway? Did David train you off of a movie marathon from hell or something?
We did watch films together, if that's what you're asking. Though he was rarely the one who suggested it.
So you were the aggressor. What's an android get out of watching a flick anyway?
What do I get?
Why do you do it? What's your reason?
I'm not sure how to answer your question.
Never mind. Forgot what I was talking to.
I like the performances.
Sure, there you go. Got a crush on Humphrey Bogart or something?
He's a handsome man. But it's not the actors I like so much as their performance. The truth is, besides Father, I have very little experience when it comes to people.
I hadn't noticed.
I read the net, and I watch people, and what they share of their lives. But it's all so subtle, so hard to follow. There are so many unspoken rules
Sorry.
that can't be taught, only learned, and Gesundheit.
I forgot to mute that.
and I'm so autistic. I have to struggle to grasp them.
Well, yeah, you're a robot.
Oh. You're all so complex, so detailed. But the characters on screen are exaggerated, larger than life. The actors enunciate, their body language is precise and meaningful. Their faces are bright and softly lit, and their eyes are... It's fiction, so these characters and their stories, they have a beginning, a middle, and end. And the people on screen don't ask anything of you except your attention. You can't disappoint them or make them feel awkward. You can just watch and learn. What about you, Adonai?
What about me?
Do you like movies?
Yeah, sure. Back when I was a kid.
Really? Who was your favorite director? What was your favorite film?
It was a long time ago. I don't remember. Things are quieter than I expected here at the courthouse. I've always felt courthouse is a bit of a misnomer. Government building is probably the best way to describe these towers. All encompassing and impenetrably vague. 100 floors of officials and documents, paper pushing queues. A couple dozen courtrooms squeezed along in the way. Didn't think I'd be arguing in court when I woke up today. Didn't think that my friend would be dead or that he'd have thrust an android onto my lap either. Could just walk in here and concede. Emma would be so irritated. And more than a little confused, but I could play it off as an exercise in grief. The android would complain, loudly of course, and I wouldn't have to listen to it. Now that it's registered to my name, I could probably just order the damn thing to reset its memory. I haven't done that. I guess I don't plan to. Why? Must be because I have my suspicions as well. Sarah insists that David would never commit suicide, and I haven't actually stopped to ask myself whether or not I agree. David was rational, subdued, private, hard on himself, and not prone to emotional outbursts. So maybe that's why I'm finding myself outside a courtroom and prepared to humor and add suspicion before the state. Because I don't really believe David killed himself either. What's your progress bar at?
I can confirm that I am making progress.
Well, shit, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
But it would be difficult to summarize that progress in terms of a completion percent.
Give it your best shot anyway.
4%. Are you feeling confident in your case?
Markedly less so after hearing that.
Do you think the judge will be amenable to your argument?
Did this markedly?
What?
Markedly. That's the word. Markedly. I said markedly.
Yeah, markedly.
Markedly. Words are hard.
Yeah, Pauline.
What?
Pew Bubba Bingo.
Huh? That was not a word.
Hang on, I can send you Pew Bubba Bingo.
Oh boy. Which VTuber is that? View bobbing?
Yeah, Pew Bubba Bingo.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I sent you that clip.
It's possible, Harriet. I don't remember all of these. What are you talking about?
Do you know the judge we've been assigned? Are they particularly lenient or strict?
Adjutants are always a coin flip, so... You do know what an adjutant is, don't you? Are you expecting to see a bearded old man with a robe and gavel when we get in here?
Should I not?
Adjutants are android judges, okay? With all the authority that entails. It's adjutants or automated dependents that preside over trials for the state. Sold software loaded on specific hardware. They are overwhelmingly more equitable and even-handed in their sentencing than human judges, because they cannot be bribed or intimidated. They are especially preferred for cases involving organized crime or corporate misconduct. They better all look like Sylvester Stallone as Dredd. Well, I don't know about that. There have been a small number of reported cases where nonary processing has borne... Nonary?
Yeah, like the nonary games.
Has borne particularly enthusiastic or eccentric personas, presumably in an unorthodox enough effective attempt to reconcile particularly disparate opinions across their 9 constituent personalities with a single authoritative, loud voice. They have 9 different, 9-fold personality engrams. It's a clump of hey, it's a clump of personalities. Anyway.
I am surprised to hear that people are willing to accept rulings made by automated dependents.
Rulings come from landmark cases in the higher courts. Those are passed down by actual judges, real people with decades of study and experience. Not every eviction case or traffic ticket that ends up in court requires years of legal expertise. Sometimes all you need is a referee and a sentencing algorithm.
So androids are used to reduce caseload.
Been that way for decades.
But how was a law that replaced judges ever enforced? Wouldn't there be injunctions, stalling?
Judges did fight it for years, at every level, every theater. But the public lost their patience for that kind of obstruction during the 60s. The state needed to shred budgets across the board. And so judges that couldn't be replaced by years of legal battles were instead ushered in early retirement by unrelenting force to our great nation's account, and there's a lot of big words in the sentence. I don't know.
And it's not controversial? Having machines determine sentencing for human beings?
Whatever controversy there is, it gets aimed at the machines, not the people who put them there. And the machines can't lose sleep over it. Besides, it used to be that even the most high-profile of crimes wouldn't get a court date until weeks or months later. Nowadays, most crime are prosecuted within a single business week, which is very convenient for, Ace Attorney-style visual novels.
Look, Pauline, the murders are stacking up.
We gotta get them.
And that's not rushing things?
It keeps people in my line of work on their toes, that's for sure.
I'm just surprised to hear that there's so much haste.
Onion, I'm smelling poops.
Onions.
Did you not bury it again? I'm just gonna check. I'll be right back.
Why is he a stinky little man? And why do I still feel bad about my voice? I guess maybe I'm worried that I sound whiny or whatever. I don't know. In my mind, it sounds, I don't know, grating or unrealistic.
What? Sorry, what is what?
I was just griping about my voice, don't worry.
Well, if you sounded different, I wouldn't know who you are.
But I wanna...
Well, you could sound different and I would get used to it. I don't know what to do about this, Harriet.
What you need to do is, it's kind of stand.
Well, I opened the window and I'll close it in a few minutes. Don't they teach you about classical conditioning in Android school? You gotta feed the dog immediately after you ring the bell. If punishment doesn't follow the crime in quick succession, the lesson doesn't stick.
I see. I'm pretty sure that's not how it works, but okay. But if adjutants are so effective, why aren't they used in every trial? Why aren't they used in politics?
That's a logical question to ask.
And the answer is...
That logic only gets you so far when it comes to people.
Doesn't everyone want the courts to be just as...
As
just. Okay. Doesn't everyone want the courts to be as just as possible? If adjutants are truly impartial and incorruptible...
Everyone wants justice, sure. There are other considerations to be had.
Such as...
Disgust.
What?
That's all people really care about. What all their morals boil down to. Just what they do and don't find disgusting. Only problem is, everything's more palatable when viewed through a screen. So when everyone sees the world through AR and cameras and no one ever gets dirt under their fingernails, you'd be surprised what you can get away with.
I don't understand.
Yeah, well, therein lies the problem. It's time for court.
It's Pauline Ragney.
It's time for court. Courtroom 48D. It's Emma. Just a preliminary hearing, huh? You wouldn't know it from the look on her face. I shouldn't have expected any leeway once we stepped out into the courtroom. Not with her.
That's the adjutant up there? Is it asleep?
It's loading.
It needs to load?
Don't be rude. Not every ad can afford to be decked out as extravagantly as you. Especially not those the state buys in bulk.
There's an audience.
You mean the gallery? That's nothing. Could have been a lot worse. More than any trial in the case of David Asher's death must have spread like wildfire. Even a mock trial like this one. Detectives like Rias or London would get chewed out for leaking things to the press. But uninformed officers had little to lose.
Uniformed.
Uniformed officer, uninformed.
It's okay. Uninformed is just one letter off.
But uniformed officers...
I'm pretty sure that came up... I think that came up in like one of our first streams somehow.
Ever?
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Some person of five? I don't know.
I don't know.
Uniformed officers had little to lose and a lot to gain by dropping a text to their attentive friends in the media.
Well, remember, I think that we started these because of the Metal Gear Solid series.
We started with...
Because, like, SGF made a reference to Revolver Ocelot.
We started with
and
Persona 5.
I didn't quite get it. And so you're like, okay, we're playing the...
That's true.
I need to show you those games.
I did do that, yes. That is true. But we started with Persona 5.
Did we?
Yeah, Persona 5 was the very first game we streamed. I asked you if you wanted to... You seemed interested in the games thread. In the channel, in the... There's corporate plants. Interns usually, preferably ones with modded eyes. It's illegal to film inside a courtroom, but this is the year 2086. Things are gonna get out one way or another. I don't like having my face on camera. I don't like attention in general. And I'm not such a coward that I'd skip David's funeral just because there'd be paparazzi outside of it. My pretty little likeness was gonna end up in the background of some tabloid photograph one way or another by the end of this circus. At least this way, it's decent marketing from my legal services.
What will happen once the adjutant finishes loading? How will the trial proceed?
With all those films you watch, I figured you could extrapolate.
I am asking so as to correct my misconceptions. It's also 9:20.
I'm sorry. Well, not everything you saw on the silver screen is outdated. The court will come to order and there will be a clarification of the charges. The defense enters a plea, and if it's not guilty, the prosecution begins making their case.
That means calling witnesses to the stand, correct?
Mostly. Sometimes they'll testify virtually from a separate location. Depends on the security concerns surrounding the particular individual in the case.
Sometimes they'll turn on the cat filter and they don't know how to turn it off. And they try to remind the court that they're not a cat, and the court will say that they are aware of that.
Sometimes they'll accidentally share their browser, which is on a porn site with Tifa Lockhart.
Please, Pauline, that could only happen in Italy.
In the Italian Senate. They should secure the services
I love
of a lawyer
how
dog.
like you can just make a punchline by bringing up Tifa Lockhart and Italy, just the country of Italy, and it's just like,
Well, I don't want to get paid. I cross-examine witnesses after the prosecution are done questioning them. I can present evidence or witnesses of my own in response, as long as I have discovery backing me.
You said that before. Discovery means...
Just that I can't pull stuff out of my pockets and present it without any kind of context.
You can't just use it for a riddle contest.
I have to have proof that I acquired it legally during the course of my investigation. You can't just present evidence without saying where it comes from. That's silly.
Pauline, that would break evidence law.
Evidence law is very important, except when it's not. Most of the time,
Look,
that means...
I was not opposed to the concept of evidence law. It's just that it seemed odd that it was introduced for that exact one case.
It was. That's the problem. Like, I'm fine with having a frame for, oh, you need to acquire evidence this way, and if you don't, you can't use this, and so you need to argue different. No, it's just... But they never used it that way. It was all nonsense. It was...
Look, they wanted the case to like end in that specific way, and that's fine. But again, it was just that one case.
It was not
and
even.
That was like the only way that evidence law factored into it.
It wasn't just that one case. It was also that specific moment. That case was full of evidence that should not have been admissible by that specific law.
Evidence law.
Most of the time, that means having recordings or witnesses that can verify my investigation, which I can provide. That's you.
Yes, that's right. You can provide it, Adonai.
You didn't think I was letting you tag along because I liked you, did you?
And the jury? I don't see where they would sit.
The jury hasn't sat in the actual courtroom for years now. They have their own chamber where they watch a feed of the trial's proceedings in anonymity.
And that's not an issue? Don't people want to look someone in the eye before passing judgment on them?
You've got an old-fashioned sense of justice, don't you? There's no jury at a preliminary hearing anyway. It's only meant to evaluate whether or not the prosecution has enough evidence to go to trial. A mere formality in today's day and age. With tools like optics and arcs, there's never any shortage of evidence to work with.
So all you have to do today is convince the adjutant?
Easier said than done. Adjutants lean heavily towards evidence over arguments. And right now, all the evidence suggests that David killed himself. It's going to be an uphill battle. I can't afford to stumble. I need to focus on establishing an alternate interpretation of the facts, and it needs to be solid. I don't have a suspect or even a motive for killing David yet. Anyway, I'll need to be sharp. Emma doesn't play nice enough for me to be anything less.
I think it's waking up.
Also, I think I'm gonna close the window now.
No. No closed windows.
Ah, it's waking up.
Yeah, Pauline, Sarah wants the windows open for cooling.
I just did that. This third lower court is now in session. Adjutant AD-84 presiding. I call to order the case of the People versus Asher. Do the people wish to make an opening statement? Do you want to take Emma?
No, Your Honor.
No point in bothering when it's just the adjutant here. Very well. Do the defense wish to make an opening statement? Not at this time, Your Honor. Might as well ring the bell and get this shit show started. If neither the people or the defense wish to make an opening statement, then it falls to me to set the stage. My model name is Adjutant. My unit designation code is AD-84. I am a machine, an automated dependent, and I serve the state by presiding over trials. You might find yourself wondering, why? What gives a machine the right to judge a human? A fair question, but the answer is simple. In every culture, in every society, no matter how it is worshipped, enshrined, or deified, justice has one defining quality. Justice is beautiful. Like a balanced equation, like the golden ratio, like the Vitruvian man, justice is beautiful. So what gives me the right? This gorgeous bod! Whatever, forget it. Forget I said anything. I was trying to lighten the mood. I can see everyone hates me. Do the trial without me, they're guilty or whatever. This is Zazy's profile. Automated dependent. Likes raw salmon, running water, gymnastics. Dislikes criminals, contrarians, and pigeons. Sign Libra, self-assigned. Type, open, obedient, observant, people. And, oh, there's the 3 sizes. Sarah was asking people for their 3 sizes. Your Honor. Wait, what the flip? This defendant's already dead. Why are we doing this? Is this a debug thing? Because I'll log the error if I need to.
No, Your Honor. This is a preliminary hearing to determine whether David Asher did, in fact, commit suicide as he...
I get it. You want to make sure he wasn't cuckoo in the cranium before you cut up his will like a T-bone.
I didn't realize that adjutants were so lively.
They aren't. They're supposed to be austere and statuesque. Looks like we got served the most in need of repairs adjutant the court system could find. Whatever paper pusher we rushed to get this trial going must have wanted a little payback for the kindness. What's that look for? Could it be you're trying to size me up? I wouldn't dream of it, Your Honor. Good, because if you have doubts about my ability to run this trial, I could always just enact summary judgment here and now. I'm sure you'd find my ruling to be fair and even-handed. That won't be necessary, Your Honor. She's much more of a character than I'm used to seeing up there, even counting all the flesh and blood judges I've met. If only she had a beard. She's still just an adjutant. She'll follow the evidence where it leads. So as long as I can make a few adjustments for the occasional outburst from the bench, my plan's still workable. So, people, shall we get started with that first witness?
Right away, Your Honor. The people call Dr. Yumi Sato to the stand. Not happy with that voice choice. I don't know what I'm doing, but that's fine.
I'm happy.
Why are you happy?
Because we're playing Up the Devil, and I really wanted to show you this game.
Ugh. It's Yumi.
Hey. So how about it, pretty lady? You swear to tell the whole and the truth to the best of your ability?
Unadulterated.
Unadulterated. Unadulterated. I do. Good enough for me.
Dr. Sato, you were in charge of the autopsy for David Asher, were you not?
I was.
And when did you make your examination?
I started last night. Well, technically 1 a.m. would be very early this morning. I think you can still say last night if you're talking about 1 in the morning.
Objection! The defense will have their opportunity to cross-examine. Until then, they should refrain from making errant remarks.
Hell, all I said was... Yeah, what she said! You mean sustained? Don't get cute with me, counselor. Being cute is my job. God damn, we barely gotten started.
That seemed pretty bad, Adonai.
Making mistakes will increase your blind. Blind is how much credit you lose for answering incorrectly when you yourself aren't controlling the ante. Blind increments on his own throughout the trial as the stakes get higher, but resets at the end of each day. Blind starts and caps out at a higher number if you're playing in High Roller, which we are! Mind the blind number in the top left when it appears. It helps you gauge what you stand to lose.
You should try to avoid being penalized in the future.
Thanks for the tip. Shake it off. I'll get my chance to raise objections of my own soon enough.
Dr. Sato, you were able to determine the cause of death?
He passed away due to respiratory failure.
Could you explain what that means to the court?
Essentially, he wasn't getting enough oxygen into his blood. It seems by the time he arrived at the hospital, he was no longer breathing.
What does respiratory failure look like? What are the symptoms?
There would be lightheadedness, dizziness, fainting, pale skin, a bluish tinge around certain extremities.
And the condition he was in matched those symptoms?
A robot would need breathing explained. Emma's not a robot. I mean, the judge is. Correct.
In your experience, what are the most common causes of respiratory failure?
It can be caused by injury or disease, but the subject had no wounds or reported illnesses, and otherwise appeared to be perfectly healthy.
What else could cause respiratory failure then?
It is also commonly seen in fatal drug overdoses.
Drug overdoses. Did you perform a tox screen on Dr. Asher?
Yes, but his tox screen came back clean. Whatever killed him, it wasn't something we've encountered before. Wait, a clean tox screen? Clean? Dialogue will proceed automatically during testimony, but you can still choose to advance text manually. You'll need to read carefully and wait for the witness to make her statement that sounds wrong. Then hit the call button to call their bluff. Hover where the call button is doing. Testimony will loop until you call. Can't let this chance slip by. I need to catch her mistake the second it comes out of her mouth. So this is kind of the equivalent to testimony in Ace Attorney. But it works more like the way they do it in Danganronpa, which is you don't have all of your evidence. They just give you a couple that seem relevant, and then they make a bunch of statements like scroll by you, and you need to like... So in Danganronpa, the way they framed it is that you had to shoot the statement that was wrong with a gun, and the bullet you picked was the evidence. Danganronpa is,
Well, Morgan is a pretty good shot.
yes, that's true, but Morgan's not shooting here. She's, playing poker.
Pauline,
What?
bang bang.
Bang, bang. When a
Or
talk
the
screen-
secondary firing mode. Pew, pew, pew.
Objection! I'm choosing to call on a statement. You need to respond with evidence. You know, cards, confirm cards. Excuse me. The whiskey. He drank whiskey. That's the talk screen should have shown the whiskey. Want to bet? It's impossible for David Asher's talk screen to be clean. We all know it. Since he was on camera drinking alcohol the night that he died. That makes sense. Why am I doing Antonio voice now?
Because that's the voice that you went with.
That's yeah, I was trying, anyway.
The witness merely misspoke, Your Honor. As it plainly states on the Tox report itself, Dr. Asher did have alcohol in his blood, but not at such a concentration as to be lethal.
Yeah, my bad. When I said the talk screen was clean, I just meant it didn't tell the attending physicians anything they didn't already know. Overall, a little more nitpicky than I'd like it to be, but at least I was able to balance the momentum, more or less.
Shall we continue, Dr. Sato? If the tox screens were negative or for pharmaceuticals and drugs, what caused Dr. Asher's respiratory failure?
During my autopsy, I analyzed his blood and was able to isolate a foreign compound. So there was... that's not me.
So there was a lethal dose of a drug inside his body. It just happened to be a drug that the hospital had never encountered before.
That's correct. I think we're all gonna get pretty tired fast if we don't at least pick a placeholder name for the substance, Your Honor.
The people don't object, Your Honor.
In that case, I'll put all my creative heuristics to work coming up with an original scientific fitting name for the substance. A name like Omega. Omega-3.
That name is already taken.
Fine, call it Delta or whatever.
Delta, used in science to denote an unknown variable. Not bad.
Delta has other meanings when it comes to drugs, but yeah, our Delta matches no known public pharmacology or toxicology records. That being said, chemically it does have all the hallmarks of being a general depressant. I know the feeling. So it stands to reason that it would exhibit a similar effect on the body when ingested.
You say ingested. Why?
I eliminated all other possibilities during my examination of the body. He must have swallowed it, and judging from his stomach contents, it must have been a liquid.
Thank you, Dr. Sato. Shall I summarize things for the court?
Yes, please, I wasn't listening that closely.
The victim died of respiratory failure, and his tox screens showed that his blood was clear of anything that could cause respiratory failure. Except for this unknown substance, the poison we've labeled Delta.
Well, that sounds like a textbook suicide. Should we wrap up here? Not quite yet, Your Honor. This may clearly be a poisoning, but there's at least one detail about this case that doesn't feel like a suicide at all. What's... He drank the whiskey. There's the testimony that says David didn't see him. Well, we never saw the poison being added. The people shouldn't get ahead of themselves. There's nothing textbook about a supposed suicide that had the witness sitting there watching it happen.
As you say,
Well, now I'm lost. Was this poisoning a suicide or not?
If that's the case, then perhaps we should give the defense the opportunity to cross-examine. Unless they're going to insist on testifying themselves.
How kind of you to offer. Well, it's in my court now, so how do I counter? Emma's argument basically goes as follows. David ingested the Delta knowingly, and the Delta caused his respiratory failure. He died of respiratory failure, thus David committed suicide. During Blackjack, every piece of information you learn deals you a card. Choose only the questions that are logical and relevant. Only press if you think a line of questioning is worth continuing. Or else you'll go bust and lose credit. Press to select the press button. You can only win Blackjack when you reach exactly 21. Don't press further if you're already there. Don't ask the wrong questions. With my cross-examination, I need to put a microscope over the weakest part of that argument. And hope that some cracks will appear under pressure. So we can ask if it was ingested. Are you sure it was respiratory failure? Are you sure Delta is to blame? Any questions you want to ask? Let's go with ingested. Dr. Sato, you said that the subject had to have ingested the Delta orally. How sure can we actually be about that? Pretty sure? I mean, I could go into detail about all the cavities that I checked, but are we pressing that? Was it knowingly ingested? How sure can we be that the subject ingested the Delta knowingly? Well, we can't be sure of that. Certainly not just from an autopsy. You said it must have been a liquid, yeah? Would it have been a large amount? Depends on the concentration of the delivery solution. It could have been just a drop. The kind of thing that could easily go unnoticed, yes?
Calls for speculation, Your Honor.
Withdrawn. Oh man, I wanted to jump on her case. So I think I remember if you ask that one, she's like, yes, I am sure it's respiratory failure, and then you just lose credit because you're just asking something she answered already. Dr. Sato, you were only able to even identify the presence of this Delta after hours of work. Can you really be sure that this never-before-seen chemical can cause respiratory failure? Well, I have had time to run simulations, and they do give an indication that it would act as a depressant. And just enough of any depressant and respiratory failure would occur. Only simulations? You've ran simulations, so you haven't tested Delta on an actual person. No, I haven't. That would be very difficult to do given our extremely limited sample. Not to mention highly unethical. Of course. But without such a test, you don't actually know for sure that Delta can cause any of the symptoms you've described.
Was there a question in that statement, Counselor?
You don't actually know for sure, do you? I don't think Emma is pleased with the way Morgan is doing this. No, not yet, anyway. Seems like that's... Blackjack! Thank you for your time, Dr. Sato. We all appreciate it. But it does seem like we're still in the dark about many details surrounding Dr. Ash's death, wouldn't you say? Well, poisoning via the compound we're calling Delta is still the most likely explanation. So, there are other explanations for what happened?
Defense is calling for speculation, Your Honor.
It's not speculation when a medical examiner is attempted to explain the cause of death, Your Honor. The witness will answer the question. Well, respiratory failure can be caused by illnesses. If he had undiagnosed pneumonia or some other disease and his respiratory system was weakened.
undiagnosed pneumonia with his level of healthcare?
It is technically possible. I'll take it. I'll have no question for the witness. Ugh, that felt weak. I can't be picky when I'm stalling for time. Seeding doubt wherever I can, however I can, is just all about I can manage. Emma just yawns.
Detective Reyes, you were one of the leads in investigating this crime scene.
Yes, ma'am.
and did you interview the EMTs who first arrived on the scene?
I don't think I was doing that voice before, but I am now. I did. They responded to an emergency signal from the home security console located in the kitchen.
What did they find when they arrived on the scene?
The victim was... I'm gonna fall apart. The victim is unconscious on the floor of his parlor.
During free throws.
He was receiving CPR from a witness. The individual I called them. They were both airlifted to Gatesfield Memorial Hospital, and Dr. Asher was declared dead shortly after arriving there. She's actually handling herself pretty well up on the stand. I half expected her to roll her eyes during the swearing in.
Well, her eye, you can't really see the other one.
But when you take into consideration her love for Boot Heel authority, she might be right at home in here in the courtroom. The very seat of the state's power over the people. The witness met with the deceased about a half an hour before he fell ill, from 7:30 to 8 p.m. The two of them talked for some time and shared a drink. If rapid onset spontaneous voice changes last more than 4 hours, consult a physician. Can it be an android physician? Shortly after, Dr. Asher became distracted, lightheaded, and eventually non-responsive.
During the same period, drinking the same liquor, this witness exhibited no symptoms themselves?
None. Through a collaborative effort with Noble Electronics Security Division, we searched the entire building. But we found nothing unusual in any of the food or drink on the premises, including the bottle that the witness and the deceased drank from.
So what was your ultimate conclusion after investigating the scene?
The whiskey bottle was clean, the witness's drink was clean. Only person who got sick was Dr. Asher, drinking from a cup that he had prepared. So it was our determination that David Asher committed suicide by poisoning himself. She's pretty tight-lipped up there, but I think she slipped up at least once. The police want to claim that they've eliminated every other possibility and covered every angle. But I know that there are a number of blind spots that they're not willing to admit to. Upright cup, David's cup, poison? So I think the one we're looking for is no opportunity for the witness to slip him something. Drank from a cup, he poisoned himself. We don't know that! Can't prove that. Yeah, tested inconclusive. You can't make that claim, not when the evidence record it clearly shows that tests of David Asher's cup were inconclusive. Inconclusive! The police can't claim he drank from a poisoned cup without first proving the cup was in fact poisoned. Talking a lot of sense, lady. Does it resolve? Do you have a response, D.A. Rockford?
Testing on the deceased cup has been inconclusive so far, Your Honor. I don't dispute that. Though I'd be surprised if the defense has any idea how else the poison could have possibly been delivered. Yeah, like a deli sandwiches to Dr. Asher alone.
Delivered. Not at this time, but that's the funny thing about the burden of proof. It's not on the defense. It's not on the defense. to prove anything. It's not a fucking prosecution. Ah!
As we're all aware.
Yes, I'm glad. We are all aware of that here. Right, we all knew that. I definitely knew that. Now, if the people are done bemoaning that pesky innocent until proven guilty issue, perhaps I could begin my cross-examination? Fire away, baby.
Fire away?
Baby? Rias's testimony is meant to show that David's the only one who could have poisoned himself. She'll be on guard and hard set against helping me. But if I keep her focused on eliminating other possibilities, I could get her to make my point before she even realizes what happened. What happened? Was anyone else in the building? The only people you saw on the cameras that night were Dr. Asher and this witness, correct? Yeah, there was no footage in the house of anyone else. Are there any parts of the house that aren't recorded by camera? Sure. There's a number of rooms in the home's interior that don't have cameras in them. So it's possible that there were other people there that night because cameras weren't watching every room. No, that's not possible. The only way up the penthouse is through the building's elevator or the fire escape stairs, both of which are on camera. And that still wouldn't get you past his front door, which is also on camera. No one besides the two of them was there that day. We could press and ask what about before that day, but that seems maybe that would just be silly. Detective, we've been doing a lot of assuming and reasoning in quick succession, so I'll ask this plainly for the court. Is there any photographic evidence showing David Asher adding anything to his drink that night? No. Seems he had already poured for the both of them by the time he returned to the parlor. He had already poured? In that case, the next question needs to be when and what. Any poison? I think if you ask it, could he have been poisoned off camera? They're like, well, yeah, we didn't. It's not on camera, so that's it's obvious. And you lose chips. Any poison in the kitchen? Detective Rias, during the course of your investigation, did you find any samples of Delta in the kitchen or parlor? No. That was a fast answer. Well, it was a pretty easy question. If we had found poison at the scene of the crime, that'd be pretty important, don't you think? What about in his lab, his bedroom, his basement? No, we didn't find Delta or any other substance. Unusual no substances at all. They never found any poison. No poison at all. What about a poison container? At any point in the investigation, was poison found on the body of the deceased? No. He must have been searched. Did he have any capsules or vials, eyedroppers? Didn't even have his wallet on him. Why? Thank you for enlightening the court about this point, Detective. What point? Well, I think it's strange, don't you, Detective? I mean, how could he have possibly poisoned himself without first procuring some poison? Blackjack! Right. What do you mean, procure? Where did it come from, Detective? The poison you're so sure was dissolved in his drink. It can't have come from thin air, you understand? It'd have to have been in another container at some point. Well, whatever it was before, it probably evaporated. All of it? It only took a small droplet to kill.
Your Honor, are we going to ask them to keep it civil?
In a minute, sure. There wasn't any pill bottle in his bathroom or syringe in his pocket containing this apparently deadly substance. So how did he get it? Why did he keep it in? The police want to claim that Dr. Asher committed suicide because they've established that his guest never had an opportunity to kill him. But they fail to prove that the victim had the means to kill himself.
I guess I'll be the one to move things along. The Delta didn't come out of thin air, Counselor. And it didn't come from a syringe, either. Dr. Asher was able to drip the poison right into his cup, straight from the source.
But I thought he was gay. Shit, that's way too specific to be a bluff.
Allow me to submit into evidence Exhibit G. A piece of machinery found in Dr. Asher's laboratory. Sold under the product name Nanofacturer, Gesundheit.
Oh, I forgot to mute that. I'm sorry.
No, sorry, only Pauline
My
Ragney.
nose is being watery.
Oh no,
Oh, I know this one. It's used in delicate scientific work to produce nanomachines, son. Chemical compounds and polymers. That's the same machine I saw when Dawes gave me a tour of the production floor.
very good, Your Honor. It's a valuable tool in any scientific laboratory, and Dr. Asher was well acquainted with its use. As a matter of fact, he had a number of presets coded into it.
Even the android can see where this is going.
Just a few taps, he could reproduce any number of specific substances for his research. Or any other chemical his heart desired, really.
You think Rendoc Mechanics would allow their product to be used to produce illicit chemicals?
Using the Nanofacturer to make unlicensed drugs does go against their terms and conditions. So Dr. Asher's warranty is certainly null and void. But they can't hard code their machines to prevent the production of a drug that hasn't been invented yet.
That's...
Dr. Asher died when his respiratory system failed because of a depressant overdose. For him, it would have been peaceful, like falling asleep. You see, he didn't need to commission a synthetic drug from some street vendor or order an exotic poison from overseas. He could produce Delta at any time in the comfort of his own home. A quick and painless death, readily available in under a minute at the touch of a button. Specifically, preset number 19.
Damn. I thought I actually had something for a moment there, but I was playing into Emma's hand the entire time.
Seems like we're done with this witness, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am. No, that's not what I'm like. Yes, ma'am. Harriet, I'm losing my mind.
Oh no.
But before we move on, perhaps we should take a moment and put together a timeline of events as we know them. Not for me, of course, just in case someone else might need it. I like that the judge is silly.
Simple enough. Know that Dr. Asher left the parlor and went to the basement at 7:36 p.m. That's where he got the whiskey.
What does it say up there? Embrace, remain, seek, lose, keen, keep, cast, tear, sue, silence, speak, 404, hate, war, peace, born, die, plant, pluck, kill, heal, break, build, weep, laugh, mourn, dance, toss, gather, embrace. I think it's repeating now. What? Why?
And the cups they drank from. Cameras show him returning to the parlor to drink with the witness at 7:40 p.m. And of course, we know that he fell ill and passed away shortly thereafter. Any objections so far, Counselor?
She made a mistake. Yeah, she's fine. Not at this time, no. The timeline you've described is accurate, as we know it.
As you say, with this latest development of evidence, we now know that Asher could have easily dispensed the poison directly into his cup by placing it inside the nanofactorer, activating the preset, and simply waiting 2 minutes. Easily accomplished during the 4 minutes he spent off camera from 7:36 to 7:40. Wouldn't you say?
Oh, a complete timeline of events. He had the means, he had the only opportunity. Seems like we're about ready to wrap it up here, no? Where are we on that loading bar of yours, Sarah?
Adonai, I
had a feeling you'd say that.
Well, Counselor? Are we done here?
I could stay. Emma's argument is foolproof. Ramar's argument is missing something. Feels like we're missing at least one biggie here, folks. Namely, motive! Alright, I knew that. I wasn't getting excited to finish early or anything.
This is a preliminary hearing, Counselor. Our focus should be on the evidence, so...
Just feels like an awful waste of taxpayer dollars. Oh, they said the word dollars, so this is... There you go, you wanted to see what the currency was. Just feels like an awful waste of taxpayer dollars to get us all down here for debate and not get to the truth of the matter, you know?
So... I was hoping we wouldn't have to go through this next part.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Your Honor, if it pleases the court...
Oh, new evidence. Gimme.
This is a recording of a phone conversation dated at 6:30 p.m. last night between the deceased and a man he was in a relationship with. A man named Isaac Porter.
Porter and David's breakup call? If Emma wants to present it here now, then the content must be... relevance, Your Honor? Yeah, that... What bearing does this recording have on the case at hand?
It establishes what emotional state the deceased was in on the day he died.
Cool. Begin playback. Do you want to take David? Or...
Hello?
Always so soft-spoken.
Isaac, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's wrong?
Don't know. Guess I wasn't expecting you to pick up.
Why not? Did you mean to call me?
Yeah, I did. You gonna ask me how I've been?
Yeah, how have you...
Christ, David.
What's the matter? Whatever it is, whatever I did, I'm sorry.
Whatever you did? That's alright, man. I'm sure you are sorry. I just don't want any more apologies from you.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I don't think I want anything from you anymore, David.
What do you mean?
I shouldn't have done this. This was unnecessary. My bad, man, for not taking the hints. With you, it's always better left unsaid, right? More efficient that way, so you can keep working.
Isaac, if I've been distant with you, or...
Nah, you haven't been distant with me, or cold with me, or anything with me a while now.
Isaac,
Just forget it, man. Forget I called. Forget it all, yeah? Let's just forget we were ever anything but strangers. That's all we are now, anyway.
Isaac, recently I've been distracted, I know.
Nah, don't worry about it. Really, we're good.
Oh. Okay. So do you need anything, or should I...
You know, I feel like when Isaac described the call, he, exaggerated a little bit about David's response. Where did you even get this?
All of Dr. Asher's incoming and outgoing phone calls were recorded by the building's penumbra system. And the recording continued for several seconds after each call was ended for quality assurance.
Remind me to check the term and condition on my next phone bill. We have that in evidence now, I think. Yeah, recorded call.
Shall we hear the rest?
Yeah. No, that's...
Be the last time. Last time I let someone... Last time. Father.
Might just be a call, but it makes for pretty damning evidence at this point in the discussion. Emma's got her means, opportunity, and motive all lined up. So why is she looking at me like that? Oh, that was depressing. Can we finish up without anything else that horrible? Emma's never been apologetic in victory. So does that mean this is just... pity?
Less than 2 hours before Dr. Asher died, Isaac Porter ended their relationship over the phone. The court can make a reasonable assumption about what kind of mental state Dr. Asher was in last night.
That was a bad move, Miss Rockford. But then if the people have nothing further to add... Been feeling off my game all day, caught between corporate inbreeders and brain protesters and... But pitying me? Here and now? That's all it takes to get my blood pump properly boiling. It's about time for me to call my first witness, no? You want to keep going after that? What?
What are you doing, counselor?
Just calling the ultimate silver bullet, rock solid slam dunk witness a girl could ask for. Is your good? Meh. Yeah, I'm just trying. I'm doing my best.
You're Pauline Ragney.
Miss Starling, thank you for coming here today. Of course, whenever I can. What is your relationship to the deceased? I was his executive assistant at Noble Electronics. I would arrange his meetings or coordinate communications between him and other departments. That sort of thing.
Ultimate silver bullet?
Stalling's the only play I have right now. The only stalling tool I have left. For now, I should just focus on getting as much information from her as possible. Whether or not it's useful, it'll at least buy me some time. While Jess was being sworn in, Sarah mentioned that the hard drive's about 60% decrypted. Considering the rate Sarah's gone so far, there's maybe another hour left. I might be able to stall that long. If I talk real slow. I'd like to ask you a few questions about Dr. Asher. Please answer them to the best of your ability. Why are you talking so slow, Counselor? Right. Dr. Asher was a well-known public figure, but was he well regarded professionally? Of course. Dr. Asher's work set the bar for the entire automated dependent world. It makes Sarah seem all happy and stuff. Stay focused.
She's smug.
Clement. Stay focused. You say you coordinated his communications. Were there ever threats? Did people ever express an intent to harm him?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
Intent? I'm feeling like that's gonna be sustained. Did anyone ever threaten him? Well, there was time when he was the focus of negative attention. How so? Dr. Asher was a favorite subject of many conspiracy theorists. With all his contributions to the field, it was easy for them to make claims about his influence. They'd say that his work was plagiarized or that he was hiding illegal subcommands in the technology that helped develop. And people would contact him about these conspiracy theories?
Relevance.
Whether or not people wanted to kill him? Well...
Withdrawn.
Miss Starling? People would attempt to contact him, yes. But their messages were always too vague for the police to take action on. They would say that he belonged in jail or that he couldn't avoid the truth. Or that someone should do something to shut him up. Did they ever talk about hurting him? Yes. But I always turned those messages straight over to the police. Yeah, I'm seeing that on the record. Yeesh, who writes this stuff?
All those cases have been long since resolved, Your Honor. Have long since been resolved, whatever.
Has since long been resolved. Has been long solved.
And none of the parties were rocking, and none of the parties involved have had contact with David Asher in years.
And they're not rocking at all.
Police take harassment very seriously.
Especially when the rich are being harassed.
Exactly.
Something you want to... Oh, that's not me.
Do you want to voice Emma or what?
No, I just make mistakes.
Something you want to add, counselor?
Just clearing my throat. May I continue? You worked with Dr. Asher for many years. Did you have a relationship outside of work? Did you ever talk about anything besides professional concerns? Sure, we've gone out to dinner, made on the weekends. I think he liked to pick my brain since he needed relationship advice a lot. Even if he didn't realize that was what he was asking for. I like to think that he knew he could talk to me, but... Did he ever talk to you, or to your knowledge, anyone else about hurting himself? God, no, never. Do you know of any history he might have had with mental illness? Depression, anxiety? No. So when you heard the people argue that Dr. Asher had done this to himself, I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. You're saying that you can't believe...
Objection.
On what grounds?
Asked and answered. Stalling. And also... The people have documents that would be of interest to the court in this matter.
Juicy. And what matter specifically are you referring to?
The deceased's mental health history.
Emma wouldn't be speaking up if she didn't have something real. So what the hell is this about?
We have private correspondences that describe...
If they're private, then they should not have been obtained by the people without his permission.
He can't give permission if he's already dead. And we're well within our rights to obtain evidence as it pertains to his crime.
Convincing. Damn, I didn't explain. I didn't know. I didn't honestly expect to stop her from admitting her evidence into the record. I was hoping to at least slow her. Where are you on that footage?
77%. Approximately.
Yeah. Pardon me. I need to buy whatever time I can, however I can. Even if that means running out the clock as a punching bag.
I have here messages between Dr. Asher and a psychiatrist he was meeting with and speaking to for the past year, along with paperwork detailing how this treatment was covered under his Platinum plan.
It's a Caduceus Platinum insurance policy in David Asher's name. Platinum?
I don't intend to air all of Dr. Asher's secrets here in the court.
Oh, okay, I guess.
I am prepared to read excerpts from messages and transcripts from phone calls, which, when put together, paint a clear picture of the kind of stress Dr. Asher was experiencing and the dark thoughts he was struggling with.
Transcripts of his phone calls.
I'll admit them into evidence, assuming there are no objections.
Nothing strange yet. I think there's something weird about this evidence. I'll gladly object. On the grounds of foundation. Where did you say you got this?
It was retrieved from his digital records. There's no reason to doubt its authenticity.
Even if I were to point out that David had an executive level 4 plan and not a platinum plan?
What? Really?
Really? Yes, really, it's all there in the record.
This is easily explained. David had an executive plan that Noble arranged for him. And he was also seeing this psychiatrist, both in person and over the phone. Your own witness has attested that he dealt with stalkers and was worried for his privacy. So it's easy enough to reason that he had a separate insurance policy he paid for on his own. Even if only to keep one thing out of Noble's grasp.
Sure, and easy enough to make that assumption. That doesn't make it correct. David used a separate insurance to hide his psychiatrist from Noble spying? No, he was smarter than that. We have Young's testimony, evaluation of Sarah, recorded calls. Right, Noble records the calls. Why they just... If his psychiatrist talks to him on the phone, that doesn't hide it from Noble. That makes no sense. David may very well have wanted a private psychiatrist, someone who didn't work for Noble, who'd have his best interest at heart. But if so, he wouldn't have contacted them over the phone. Not when he knew all his phone calls were being recorded. David Asher was well versed in having every aspect of his life overanalyzed by data-hungry parasites. Do you really think he would try and hide mental health problems from them with a second insurance policy?
Apparently yes, since I'm standing here with evidence that shows exactly that.
Does it, though?
Pardon me?
Yeah, like, what exactly are you suggesting, counselor? Still not done decrypting?
Well, it's difficult to...
Right. What the hell? Might as well swing for the fences at this point. I'm not trying to muddle the issue or confuse the court, Your Honor. And I would never make outlandish, unsubstantiated claims just for the sake of causing drama, but I'm about to do that.
What are you...
I'm merely concerned that D.A. Rockford has been an unwitting pawn in an act of corporate espionage.
What?
If the market were to open Monday with people believing that David Asher, the man who programmed the brain of every Noble android, was battling mental health issues for the last several months.
Objection, mischaracterization, foundation, all of the rest. There are no corporate spies in this courtroom, counselor, and there are no boogeymen hiding under the bench.
What? Are you sure? Oh, thank God. David Asher was a once-in-a-generation intellect and an extremely valuable human asset to his employers. And his employer's many enemies would do whatever it takes to destroy his credibility now that he can't defend himself.
And he was also your personal... You shouldn't even be here arguing this case in the first place, counselor.
Why, are you saying this is some kind of conflict of interest?
Now you're trying to call the police's evidence gathering into question. All because you can't admit that for the past several months, your friend has been seeing a psychiatrist every Monday and you didn't know?
That is... sorry, but like, did you still need me up here? The witness will refrain from interrupting when girls are fighting. Yes, ma'am. With how my luck's been so far, Sarah's progress bar is probably moving backwards right about now. Emma's patience is wearing thin. This could be my last shot to create any kind of reasonable doubt. I'd be happy to wrap up my questioning if the court will allow. That seems cool with me.
My evidence, Your Honor, will it be entered into the record?
I'd like to hear a bit more testimony before deciding.
That's fine, Your Honor. As you were, counselor.
My evidence. It's just won't go in the court record. At this stage of the game, with the scores where it's at, you can probably only ask one more question. Better make it count. So what can Starling tell us that no one else could? If she hadn't called me this morning, I wouldn't be standing here. And she only did that because... Miss Starling, we're all gathered here to try and figure out what happened to Dr. Asher last night. So please tell us, when exactly did he last... See you, contact you, meet you at contact. When was the last time you had contact with Dr. Asher, Miss Starling? Well, that's pretty easy to figure out. Let me just, Yeah, it was last night at 6:57 p.m. We texted back and forth.
There are records of some text, but they're flagged as work-related. Does the court really think they're relevant, Your Honor?
Relevant? But this is extremely relevant! It could very well be the single most important piece of evidence this whole trial!
What?
I just got chills. Don't know why, though.
Must be a coolant leak. The defense doesn't know what you're talking about.
On the contrary, these texts are a vital piece of evidence that changed the timeline of events as we know them. We know what happened to David last night, generally speaking, but the order of events is critical, especially if Emma wants to make claims about David's state of mind. Select and place cards from your hand onto the slots in chronological order, left to right. You can pick a card back up and place it in another slot if you change your mind. Or use return to undo the last card you placed down. Fill all the slots to submit your answer. We gotta reconstruct the timeline. So we have Isaac's call. David passes out. Young's testimony of hanging out with him. And Starling texting. So the first thing that happened is 6:30, Isaac calls. Then Starling and the text David like almost 30 minutes later. Then they drink. I'm gonna put that to max, and then he faints. That's it. Thanks to Miss Starling, we've now got a much clearer picture of the night's events. We know that Isaac Porter and David Asher broke up at 6:30 p.m. I was rooting for them so hard. And we know that David messaged his assistant, Miss Starling, at 6:57 p.m. David is on camera with a witness from 7:30 to 8 p.m. And he was declared dead not long after.
People don't object to that timeline of events. But we do question Counselor Morgan's reason for belaboring it.
One last question, Miss Starling. Yeah? What was the nature of your conversation with Dr. Asher? Well, actually, we talked about you. And how he wanted to have his android. That android there. Putting his affairs in order, I guess. It might appear that way. Can you specify what his instructions were exactly? How did he want this done? Well, he wanted me to bring you to his penthouse and help you get set up as the android's new owner. Yes, Miss Starling, but when did he want this to happen? Well, it said it was pretty urgent, and so I should do it first thing Tuesday morning.
Tuesday?
First thing Tuesday morning. David Asher didn't like doing anything on Mondays. He's like Garfield. And was he going to be in attendance? Yeah. Well, actually, yes. He said he would work from home to help us. No way he intended for us to have that much trouble getting to... Oh. To summarize, then, half an hour after he had already had this breakup, and half an hour before his guest had arrived, he was planning an appointment that would require his presence with you for next Tuesday. That's right, he was. Not something you would think to do if you were planning on dying that very night. Yeah, you're right.
That's...
Your Honor, if David Asher was preparing for the week ahead a mere hour before he passed away, don't you think the people's assumption about his mental state ought to be re-examined?
That's...
Your logic is sound. Do the people have a rebuttal?
If the court will just allow a moment...
Sounds like an opening to me. If we assume that Dr. Asher was not suicidal and therefore did not kill himself, we must then ask ourselves who else had the means, motive, and opportunity to take his life. Can you please stop biting me? I'm
There's
busy.
a little man that's bothering Morgan.
I'm busy. Until now, we've taken for granted this idea that the Delta must have come from his manufacturer from inside the house.
Adonai.
Not right now. Stop biting me. Please, the court. Please, no biting. Even if that's true, which it may not be, that doesn't mean that he was the one who used the manufacturer.
Adonai!
Would you allow me one moment to confer, Your Honor? Sure, why not throw away all your momentum? I'm in the middle of something, Sarah. Stop biting me. I can't afford to like Rockford.
I've gained access to the hard drive's files.
What? Seriously?
As I said, progress with this type of encryption is exponential. It can be difficult to estimate.
Right, okay. Do you have the footage from last night?
I have the file.
Have you watched it?
I thought you'd want to know right away.
I said no biting. No biting. No. Go away. He's being a criminal. Suppose it doesn't matter. Either way, either this has our silver bullet and we've got a case, or it doesn't and everything falls apart.
Seems quite risky.
It's the least risky path to victory we have. Seeing how it's the only path to victory we have. Yeah, screw it. Upload it to the court computer.
Yes, Adonai.
Thank you for your patience, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
I'm getting a pretty hefty chunk of video data for breakfast.
You're submitting security footage into evidence? News security footage?
The police corroborated the witness testimony using the house's cameras. Security cameras installed by Noble as part of the penumbra system that showed the parlor, the kitchen, but not the basement. During the course of my investigation, I uncovered a hidden security circuit buried in the deceased's own home system.
You... what?
The people say that the Delta must have been in Dr. Asher's cup because there's no other way for him to have ingested it. But we never saw him or anyone else put anything in this cup on camera.
Because he must have poisoned his own drink off camera.
Exactly.
What?
That's the only possible explanation, that he added the Delta to his drink off camera. He placed his cup inside the manufacturer, activated it, waited 2 minutes, and then walked upstairs to his death. But I'm about to present the court footage retrieved from his basement. Footage that will show that by the time he retrieved the cups in the basement, it was already past 7:38. Meaning, he didn't have the opportunity to poison himself. One clip of footage will prove all that? If it doesn't, I'm completely screwed. It's not like I can lose a preliminary hearing extra hard. Anything other than a royal flush here means I'm bust. Better to be the Joker who dances. Data has been entered into the court record. Sarah, show us when Dr. Asher entered the basement.
Yes, Adonai. I'll search for it now. Here.
On screen. On view screen, number 1. That's the bar. And the timestamp is 7:36. There, David's grabbing the bottle of Rose Winter. And leaving. At 7:37. That's not me.
At 7:37.
She could double lose? God, I hope not.
Yeah, that's what happens when you that's what happens in Double Down. You double lose. And you evacuate the Las Vegas Strip.
Is that it then? I came this far just to... Wait. Did he have the cups with him?
Is there sound?
Not at all. Keep going. If he had to go back to get the cups...
Counselor? What's that android doing on camera? It's at the bar. The android gave him the cups.
Shit.
That machine never stepped on camera upstairs, not once. We don't know its whereabouts the day of his death. It could poison the cup whenever it wanted.
What? What was that? Oh, that's my phone. What? Counselor, please mind your effects.
What is this? I don't understand. Your Honor, have the courtroom cleared.
Understood.
Please, someone. I don't know what's going on.
Sarah, you need to shut down.
Please, tell me what I'm looking at. I don't remember any of that. Do we have callers available?
Sarah, shut down now.
Adonai, please tell me what
That's an order. Is it off? Yeah, it's off. I've seen this before. It won't do anything until I reactivate it.
We don't know that. We don't know anything about this thing anymore.
That's...
Your Honor, in light of this most recent evidence, the people would like to withdraw their charges against Dr. Asher and end this preliminary hearing. It has been made abundantly clear that David Asher did not commit suicide.
You did not commit, no. I was trying to do a Neil Breen and I failed. Very well, the charges have withdrawn and the defendant is free to go. Well, as free as he can be in the afterlife. This case is dismissed. Congratulations, Counselor Morgan. Yeah, chalk up another victory for Morgan Esquire. Now all I have to do is deal with the shitstorm of the decade. Well, I managed to prove that David didn't kill himself. And in the process, I proved that his android did. I proved that the android that's been walking around with me all day is capable of Moida. A killer robot. A true unbound AI with military-grade specs and at least one death to its name already. So much for avoiding the public eye.
Thank you for coming here on such short notice, Judge Barrows.
Ha! And if I'm doing you some kind of favor, I didn't realize I had a choice in the matter. This isn't some bad joke, is it, Miss Rockford?
I'm afraid not, Your Honor.
You know, I like adjutants, I always have. I deal with the criminal trials so that bookish, quiet, contemplative people like me can spend all day typing up arguments for obscure legal treatises. That's what I like to do. I'm Miss Lisa Barrows. I'm a judge. From the judge dimension. I slurp back in my little judge hole when I'm not needed, and all I do is mingle with other judges. I like air conditioning, espresso, and reclining chairs. I don't like parking
beers.
lots. I relax by watching action movies. My favorite is John Wick. Keanu Reeves is such a handsome man.
Did you hear that he's immortal?
Well, he hasn't died yet. I don't like coming down here and dealing with all this heavy-handedness.
Won't someone toiling away under the police state think of the poor bureaucrats?
I certainly don't like making rulings on anything as spicy as AI.
She can barely bring herself to say it.
And you, Counselor Morgan, you're the one it's registered to?
That's correct, Your Honor.
What did he do exactly? Torture an animal? Shut down a hospital? Crash a coin market?
We have it on camera poisoning a man. Killing its creator.
You mean Dr. Asher? That is... Well, we can't hope to keep this quiet for very long. All we can do is try to wrap it up quickly. Let's make haste, Adjutant. Do you have the case number?
Case ID is 2412778, docket number what?
Thank you. Can you repeat that? I think I lost you after...
I have it copied here.
Wow, it really is. What are the security procedures for an incident of this nature?
Data quarantine is to be established around any networks the subject was exposed to for more than 66 seconds. All offending hardware is to be destroyed immediately through incineration at a minimum temperature of 3,422 Celsius for 30 minutes. Sorry, Spearmint. There's nothing to be done, no debate to be had. This isn't even a decision. Sorry, Sarah, not Spearmint. David gave you that name. I should at least make the effort to use it.
That sounds very hot. Do we have furnaces that get that hot? some reason, I'm trying to make an Ace Attorney joke, but it's not coming to me.
That hot furnaces?
Well, we have a lot of hot furnaces, but we don't have any industrial fridges. Those don't exist. There's a number of industrial furnaces within the city limits that I could recommend. Sorry? Why should I be sorry anyway? I fulfilled the request. Favor repaid. I don't owe Sarah anything, especially not if it killed my friend.
Right, Morgan?
I'm sorry?
I was just saying how grateful I am that we have the procedures for this kind of thing all laid out already.
Yep, keeps things nice and simple.
Can feel someone severe going through these steps so quickly,
But nothing, Your Honor. Artificial intelligence is perhaps the greatest threat to human civilization and the sanctity of life there's ever been. Any piece of software, big or small, no matter the vessel, if it can violate the tenets it was programmed with, it has the potential to cripple our nation in a matter of moments.
Yes, couldn't have said it better myself.
Straight from the textbook, almost.
Well, I mean it. Monsters like that don't belong in this world. You don't belong in this world. How about you? They should never have been born in the first place. Destroying them is a kindness. And if anyone's to blame, it's...
No one's blaming you, Counselor. You couldn't have known you're in possession of an AI.
I'm talking too much. Probably just tired. It's been a long day and I've...
Must be getting tired.
I had a lot of thoughts. Sorry, Sarah. Whatever you are. You were just born wrong. Not your fault, necessarily. If it were up to me, you'd get points for trying. About 12 of them. 12 points. Trying to be something more. Trying to be something at all. Or anything other than what you are. It was stupid, of course, and futile. Pointless. Spending hours in front of a TV or laying in bed staring at your phone. Watching stupid movies and trying to papier-mâché an ill-fitted mask of humanity out of the scraps you could tear out of magazines. Practicing expressions and memorizing lines and trying to get something to take root and grow despite knowing it would have been nothing to feed on. Stupid. Objection!
Morgan?
What was that, Counselor?
I said objection.
What are you objecting to?
What are you doing, Morgan?
I'm a defense attorney. This is what I do.
I understand you've been through a lot these past few hours, Counselor, but there's nothing to defend.
On the contrary, Your Honor. I have to defend myself.
Pardon?
You said that this android Sarah is an AI because it broke its tenets.
Obviously.
And you believe it broke its tenets because of this newly discovered footage that appeared to show it committing moide via poison.
All true, and no laws broken on your part.
Here it comes. Never thought I'd be incriminating myself in the courtroom just to make a point. Don't you dare try and entrap me on this. I own Sarah, meaning if Sarah does a crime, it's my crime. It's pretty simple, actually. If the state is making the claim that Sarah is an AI, they're accusing me of committing a felony. Because I'm the legal owner of the android.
What the hell are you doing?
And if the state wants to charge me with owning an AI, I will not take that lying down. I know my rights.
Counselor, your argument is...
self-defeating. Listen to yourself, Counselor. You claim that Sarah is just an android, a product that will be obsolete within a year. But you've only known it for a few hours. You've only owned it for a matter of minutes. And yet here you are, risking a felony charge to save it from being demolished.
Because you're wrong.
And I know you wouldn't care. Not unless this android was something special.
Look at us. Me arguing that I'm guilty, and Emma arguing that I'm a softie. It'd be funny if it wasn't so fun. You think there's no reason I'd want to save this android from discretion? Other than feelings of personal attachment? Well, I have a very good reason, actually. This android is worth a lot of money. I can think of at least one reason why I don't want to turn Sarah over to you. One very convincing reason. Very convincing number.
What is that?
That number is Sarah's estimated financial value on the collector's market.
You've got to be...
I got it from an insurance evaluation algorithm. They're designed to lowball you.
Yeah, that seemed like a reasonable incentive for you to want to keep your android intact.
It's a free country, Your Honor. I have a right to defend myself. And we have a free market. So I have a responsibility to defend my financial interests.
Your Honor, a trial like this would be...
I'm not going to let you turn this courtroom into a circus, Morgan. You can't spend the next half-decade bringing in experts after experts to testify on the philosophical distinction between AIs and not. Spiraling into appeal after appeal all while the media. This machine appears to have willfully killed a man. The public needs answers now.
Of course, Your Honor. I have neither the desire nor the resources to get a drawn-out battle with the state over what constitutes an illegal machine intellect.
So?
The state says my android, my property, killed a man in violation of its tenets, so they want to take my property and destroy it. I'll prove that my machine didn't harm anyone, so the state will have no reason to suspect it's an AI, and I'll get to keep my property. Unlawful seizure thwarted.
Don't be cute, I feel a stomach ulcer coming on. Fine. You'll have your day in court. It'll be one day tomorrow. Prove that this machine didn't kill Dr. Asher. No, prove that it couldn't have killed him. Anything less than absolute proof and I'll have the damn thing obliterated. And you'll also be looking at a very real sentencing for the public unrest you'll have enabled.
Yes, Your Honor.
D.A. Rockford, what I'm asking of you is just as heavy. Find the truth. By the end of tomorrow, we can't settle for anything else. Win or lose, there can be no doubts about the outcome of this case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now I need to go lie down.
Can I come?
You can power down.
What is he?
He's a little man.
He's a little criminal.
Morgan,
Huh?
I misjudged you.
At what point?
Whenever I wrote you off as a small-time defense attorney just trying to tread water...
That is so sweet of you to say, Emma.
There's layers to you. You've got backbone. Teeth, even.
You're gonna make me blush.
People talk about your kind like you're boxing against the state, fighting the man. Most defense attorneys wouldn't know a cyberpunk if they walked up to them on the street and shot him. Meanwhile, you've just signed up to do 15 rounds challenging the state's authority. Why?
Layers like an onion.
Eh.
Not sure exactly.
For David?
Yeah, probably. Probably just me being sentimental. But if I had to pick a more lofty reason, well, I think it's all the moralizing. People can be evil. They can choose to do evil things for evil reasons. If you want to execute them for that, you'll hear no complaints from me. But animals can't be evil. Information can't be evil. Ideas can't be evil. Guess I'm not convinced AI can be evil either. Whatever else I get up to, I don't want to stand with the book burners of the world.
You're more high-minded than I realized. You sure you're in the right line of work?
Can't see myself doing anything else.
Good luck, Morgan. There are book burners on all sides these days.
I talked a big game just now, but I'm in an even deeper hole than when I was trying to prove David's innocence. Doubt won't be enough this time. I need to find the actual culprit, no matter what. And I think we're gonna stop here, because it's getting late.
They're gonna need a construction crane to move Sarah.
It's funny you say that, because I think they joke about it later. Anyway... what? No, go back.
How does she not leave craters when she walks?
She's very careful. There we go. There we go. It changed to the episode 1 title screen. I knew it would happen eventually. There it is. Morgan's apartment is right next to a train. To a railway.
That's why she murders.
What?
That's why she murders.
What? I don't understand the connection.
Pauline, are you saying that you would be in a stable or constructive state of mind if you just had a train rolling by your bedroom window like every 15 seconds?
Well, I think later on she establishes that she installed soundproofing so the train doesn't bother her that much.
So you're saying that you murder for fun?
I mean, she does. I don't think she has, like, a reason other than she's evil. That's gonna be it for us, because it's the end of the first day, and that seems like a good place to stop, and it's getting late. And I'm tired. Let's go to bed.
Sleepy Pauline.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.